Other seniors have dragons or tigers as their spirit pets, but my senior brother, his pet is just a kitchen knife. It would be fine if he was just lazy with cultivation, but instead, he actually altered the sect's secret techniques. Those who joined in the same year have reached the foundation establishment stage, yet he is still stuck at the peak of chair refining. The truth is, this guy is a transmigrator. Through his system, he discovered that practicing the sex arts might turn him into someone's food. So, instead of cultivating diligently like the others, he pours his soul into gaming within the Jade Slip world. Strangely, that game is a hidden artifact of this world. The monsters in the game are actually real spirit beasts in the Forbidden Zones. Unaware of this, he kept grinding until he nearly reached level 100, clearing countless Forbidden Zones that even top-tier experts dare not enter. He became the prophesied savior of the future, but no one believed it. At the Divine Light sect, it was just another typical day. On a small street, people were bustling about. Suddenly, a series of loud noises rang out, making everyone stop and watch. Che-Yuan appeared majestically, with a kitchen knife running along the ground behind him. A passerby saw this and exclaimed, "Oh my god! I have only seen people walk spiritual pets. This is the first time I have seen someone walking a kitchen knife." Another person quickly stopped him. "Shh, that is first senior brother Che-Yuan from the 7 Kills Peak." At the same time, people around also began to gossip. I heard he even threatened other disciples, saying their cultivation methods were poisonous. This man is sinister and unpredictable. Watch your words. This guy is crazy. Do not provoke him. He occupies the position of the head disciple. Yet he cannot even reach foundation establishment. He is truly detestable. Hearing these words, Che-Yuan thought to himself, detestable, sinister, crazy. That is because you do not know how dangerous this world really is. My name is Che-Yuan, a cultivator of the Divine Light sect, and also a transmigrator. After transmigrating, I can not only see the tags of every character in the sect, but also see the descriptions of objects. This has caused quite a lot of trouble. This world is full of problems. Once you reach foundation establishment, you will become food for certain entities. It is simply impossible to cultivate. Suddenly, Che-Yuan was startled. Oh no. I almost forgot. I have to go select disciples today. In front of the Divine Light sect's main hall, Kung Fu Lu frowned and grumbled. Has Che-Yuan from 7 Kills Peak not arrived yet? Zhu Zhmao saw this and tried to de-escalate. Senior brother Kong, you know how he is. He is a cultivator of the obsession lineage, a lone wolf. Being late occasionally is quite normal. The obsession lineage consists of obsession-driven cultivators. This path emphasizes being obsessed with a single thing. It could be an obsession with a sword, or a flower, or even a person. They are extreme obsessives, bringing about many mental issues. In the cultivation world, they are called the lunatics. Generally, no one wants to get involved with them. Kung Fu Lu clenched his fists and thought angrily, the newcomers have not even joined the sect yet, and they already see the first senior brother being late. This is truly disgraceful. Suddenly, Zhu Zhmao cried out happily, over here. He is here. Che-Yuan has arrived. At the same time, Kung Fu Lu announced, since everyone is present, let the disciple selection begin. Today is the selection day for the 5 Peaks. The Divine Light sect's reputation has spread far, attracting many people to come and learn. But only the most outstanding disciples will be chosen by the 5 Peaks to become core disciples. And the students before us are those who achieved the highest grade in the examination, talented enough to become core disciples. At this moment, Kung Fu Lu stood on the high platform and announced, let me introduce the head disciples of each peak to everyone. This is the head disciple of War Peak, Kuang Ren. This is Che-Yuan, the head disciple of 7 Kills Peak. This is Hua Yi, the head disciple of Myriad Law Peak. This is Zhu Zhmao, the head disciple of Divine Herb Peak, and I am Kung Fu Lu, the final direct disciple of the 5 Light Peak Lord. I am the son-in-law of the Divine Light sect leader, one who has mastered the 5 Light Holy Law, creator of the Minor Solar Light Technique, and the top disciple of 5 Light Peak. Che-Yuan's system panel also displayed Kung Fu Lu, known as the most prominent figure at 5 Light Peak. Loves to show off and act superior. As soon as he finished speaking, the disciples below bowed in unison. Greetings, senior brothers and sisters. The head disciple standing behind Kung Fu Lu felt the aura radiating from him. Was truly blinding, ignoring everything. On this side, Kung Fu Lu secretly evaluated the candidates. This person has a light spirit root, most suitable for practicing the arts of my 5 light peak. I must grab him first. Thinking this, he turned back and gave a friendly hint to the junior brothers. How should we choose these 7 people? Everyone had the same thought in their hearts. If you want to pick first, just say it. Zhu Chmao coughed lightly to break the tension and said, Ahem, before coming here. Master instructed that this time, 7 Kills Peak would choose first. Halfway through, he leaned in and whispered, 7 Kills Peak has not chosen anyone for a long time, and there are rumors that the other 4 peaks are bullying 7 Kills Peak. Hearing this, Kung Fu Lu secretly gritted his teeth. You little brat, you talk too much. I will pick one person first. It will not affect Che Yuan's choice. However, Che Yuan does not know the background of these disciples. If he were to choose, he probably would not be able to pick the one with the light spirit root. The person with the highest talent must belong to my 5 light peak. He then spoke up. Junior brother Che Yuan, please choose. Below, the disciples were eager to try. In their hearts, they all knew. In other rooms, there are many competing disciples. But at 7 Kills Peak, there was only one disciple. Therefore, the resources of 7 Kills Peak are the most abundant. Pick me, over here. Che Yuan considered seriously. Since Master asked me to choose a disciple, to add some prestige to 7 Kills Peak, then I must definitely choose a suitable disciple. Seeing him approach the person he had targeted earlier, Kung Fu Lu secretly broke into a cold sweat. Oh no, could it be that he has been discovered by him? Contrary to his thoughts, Che Yuan looked at the screen in front of the young man and evaluated in his head. This is an ordinary teenager, but he joined the Divine Light sect for a shady purpose. Shady purpose? No, next person. Seeing him pass by, Kung Fu Lu breathed a sigh of relief. I am indeed overthinking. How could Che Yuan's eyes ever compare to mine from the 5 light peak? Below, Che Yuan continued to filter the candidates. This is an ordinary young woman. However, her special constitution has been targeted by the old black chicken demon, intended as a cultivation vessel. It could bring trouble to the Divine Light sect. Her constitution is indeed special, but way too dangerous. Next person. Suddenly, his eyes fell upon a young man standing nearby. This is an ordinary young man who has cultivated for 2.5 years, but currently his cultivation base is completely gone. Yet, deep within his consciousness, a remnant soul is slumbering. Before coming to the Divine Light sect, he was rejected by his fiancée. Holy cow, is this the main character archetype? Being a stepping stone for him would likely cost me my life. Next person, male body with a female soul, a pervert. A 3-legged man. This guy is even more of a freak. The next one left Che Yuan even more speechless. He thought to himself, to be honest, this Divine Light sect really has a lot of problems. 3 months ago, Che Yuan exposed the truth, that the leader of the Divine Light sect was a spy for the Demon Desire sect. He was then locked up for a few days. He no longer intended to reveal any more issues. So, he had to comfort himself. If everywhere has problems, then it means there are no problems at all. Seeing him struggle to choose anyone for a long time, Zhu Chmao became worried about Che Yuan. Could he be planning to refuse everyone? Kung Fu Lu felt annoyed seeing this. What the hell? Is there another rumor that the other 4 peaks are bullying your 7 Kills Peak? At this time, Che Yuan continued to walk toward another candidate. This is an ordinary girl. A bit mysterious. She seems to have thoughts about the 7 Kills Peak Lord. She has thoughts about the Peak Lord. This is my competitor. She must be eliminated. Thinking so, he exclaimed, no. Suddenly, Zhang Lingsu knelt down and introduced herself loudly. I am Zhang Lingsu. I have long admired the first senior brother of 7 Kills Peak. I hope senior brother can accept me. Giving me the chance to enter 7 Kills Peak. Zhu Chmao was astonished upon hearing this. So Che Yuan actually has fans too. Meanwhile, Kung Fu Lu looked suspicious. Is this for real? Is Che Yuan's reputation really that good? On this side, Che Yuan was secretly on guard. She seems a bit too enthusiastic. Could she have some evil intentions? Zhang Lingsu, of the Zhang clan's main lineage. My name is Zhang Lingsu, from the main branch of the Zhang family with my background and family status. The Divine Light sect of the Great Shang Kingdom is basically nothing to me. But today, I must join. A month ago, my bloodline awakened, and I gained the chance to wield the treasure, the Heaven-Earth Mirror. Within that mirror, I saw my father killed in battle, my mother's blood staining the palace, and a continent collapsing. The seas were overturned. Only the tiny Divine Light sect seemed to have a hidden expert, which is why it luckily escaped. The Heaven-Earth Mirror is my clan's greatest treasure. What I saw was the future. A warning from the heavens. However, this memory cannot be revealed, otherwise, even I would forget it. Therefore, I must join the Divine Light sect. And ideally, 7 kills peak. Because the Peak Lord here has a mysterious background and immense strength. It is very likely they are that hidden expert. Furthermore, 7 kills peak has only one disciple. Joining this peak will make investigation easier and more convenient. I heard that obsession cultivators often have personality issues. They usually neglect everything, lacking someone to care for them or help with chores. Zhang Lingsu, I can start from this point. For the sake of all living beings and my loved ones, what does it matter if I, Zhang Lingsu, suffer a little? Thinking of this, Zhang Lingsu plucked up her courage, cupped her hands and pleaded, I, Zhang Lingsu, am willing to be your servant, to work like a beast of burden, just to help senior brother solve his difficulties. Che Yuan's face went blank upon hearing this. The last disciple candidate for 7 kills peak. If 7 kills peak does not accept a disciple, I am afraid the other 4 peaks will force one on us. It won't be easy. Even if forced, what's the big deal about taking a disciple? Whatever, I will just pick her. After all, she is just a woman. She couldn't possibly steal my master from me. After a moment of internal struggle, Che Yuan finally made a decision. Okay. Zhang Lingsu joyfully spoke up upon hearing that. Thank you, senior brother Che Yuan. The girl showed her gratitude. But in reality, Che Yuan had no other choice. The 4 head disciples standing on the high stage were surprised. Oh, so Che Yuan likes this type. Che Yuan suddenly announced, everyone, I have finished choosing. I will take my leave now. Zhu Zhmao quickly raised his hand to stop him. Senior brother Che Yuan, please wait a moment. I have some doubts regarding the formula for the essence nourishing pill. I wonder if senior brother has time to give me some guidance. If senior brother can help me resolve this doubt, I will give you a foundation establishment spiritual item. Kung Fu Lu was startled when he heard that. A foundation establishment spiritual item. Even Kuang Ren standing nearby couldn't help but be curious. Is this for real? A disciple of Divine Herb Peak is actually asking Che Yuan for pill-making advice? On this side, Che Yuan agreed after hearing that. This evening, I will go down the mountain to walk my pet. I can take a look for you then. Zhu Zhmao joyfully replied. That would be great. The conversation ended. Che Yuan turned to leave while saying, Junior sister, let's go. Zhang Lingsu replied blankly, oh, yes, afterward. She then quickly followed him out of the hall. As Che Yuan disappeared from sight, Kong Fik Lok lunged forward to question, and questioned, Junior brother, Juge, are you sure? You want Che Yuan to guide you on a pill formula? Seeing this, Jacat Mao explained, Junior brother Che Yuan, a person of extraordinary talent. He always has ideas that shock the world. Regarding the Tao of alchemy, he likely has unique insights. Actually, half a month ago, he accidentally met Che Yuan walking his pet and discussed pill formulas, gaining quite a lot of benefits. After hearing this, Kung Fu Lu was completely bewildered. What, a lunatic with an open mind. Kuang Ren also slowly advised him. If he is as formidable as you say, then why has he not been able to create a foundation establishment spirit pet? Junior brother Juge, your foundation establishment spirit pet is about to be lost. Zhu Zhmao replied without anger. A proud step. One step is a madman. Che Yuan might not necessarily lack unique insights. Suddenly, Kung Fu Lu clapped his hands and said, all right. We should still get back to business. If you all have no objections, then I will pick my people first. The sinister vibe radiating from him made the candidates feel a chill down their spines, and at the same time, at 7 kills peak, Zhang Lingsu walked while admiring the scenery. So this is 7 kills peak. She then opened her mouth to ask first senior brother. Where is the peak lord? What kind of person is the master? Che Yuan suddenly stopped. He turned his head to the side and smiled. Master, she is extremely beautiful. Inside, Zhang Lingsu started to panic. Wait. Is that the word you use to describe a master? She continued to wonder. So, besides being beautiful, what else is there? Che Yuan immediately replied. My master also has a beautiful figure. Hearing this, Zhang Ling thought to herself, is this the monk of the Si Qi lineage? It's scary. After a moment of hesitation, she asked the senior monk emphatically, as a new disciple. May I pay my respects to my master? Che Yuan answered honestly. We couldn't find the mountain peak with the Forbidden's formation. Master once said, if one does not reach the Nasan core realm, then you are not allowed to go to the mountaintop to meet her. Suddenly, Kong Lin felt a sense of despair. The path to enlightenment has 7 stages: Che cultivation, blessing foundation, primordial elixir, divine spirit, immortal mansion, yin spirit and yang spirit. Zhu Ji has already become a core disciple. The Yuan Dan could become a high-ranking member of the sect with his natural talent, even with full family support. So, if you want to become a nascent soul cultivator, then it also took about 15 years. Her voice began to tremble. Why would Master make such a harsh demand? Seeing this, Che Yuan brushed his hair and started bragging. Well, maybe Master is just afraid of seeing me. Zhang Lingsu's face turned pale. How could Master possibly be afraid of seeing you? However, rumors say that after Che Yuan met Master never appeared in the sect again. So, what exactly was the ultimate taboo that you committed? Suddenly, Che Yuan spoke up. Oh, that is right, junior sister. My 7 Peaks has no intention of recruiting anyone. So, I have not prepared a place for you to stay. There is some straw and wood in the yard. Go move the stuff yourself and build a thatched hut. Just stay there for the time being. After giving the orders, he turned around, stretched, and strolled away, leaving Zhang Lingsu all alone in the yard. She looked calm on the outside, but her heart was a total mess. I am from the prestigious Zhang clan, and I have to build my own room out of hay. Calm down, stay calm, although senior brother Che is a jerk. I cannot forget why I came here. I must find the expert who can withstand the natural disasters. A few moments later, Zhang Lingsu looked at the hut she had forced together using her spiritual power. Then exclaimed happily, done? Then she thought. Next, I will go build a relationship with senior brother Che. Zhang Lingsu stood at the door and called out. Senior brother, Che Yuan's voice came from inside. Come in. As soon as she pushed the door open, she was curious. Senior brother, what kind of game are you playing? In today's cultivation world, it was no longer the quiet world of the past. Entertainment was abundant, from theaters to sword dances. There were even games now. The jade slip in Che Yuan's hand was exactly a game jade slip. This jade slip stored various types of games, including combat, dungeon exploration, farming, and even some special genres. Endless variety, but Senior Brother Key's jade slip seemed a bit special. Senior brother, are you going to play until noon? Damn it, I have been working all morning. He is also at the Che refining stage. How can he be so lazy? Thinking of this, Zhang Lingsu, who was at the peak of Che refining, asked with a smile, don't you practice? Senior brother, if I am not mistaken, you should have reached the peak of Che refining already. You are just one step away from foundation establishment. Che Yuan immediately interrupted. You don't understand. I am practicing right now. Hearing this, she secretly speculated. Cultivators of the obsession lineage must find their own object of obsession to be able to cultivate. Could it be that his obsession is gaming? But a game addiction is still a game addiction. The obsession lineage cannot just rely on gaming to cultivate. Zhang Lingsu hesitated. Well? Seeing this, Che Yuan sighed. Speak up. What do you want? She immediately leaned closer. Senior brother, I have finished the thatched hut. Can you teach me the 7 peaks technique now? He answered bluntly. The 7 peaks technique cannot be cultivated. Zhang Lingsu asked blankly. Huh, why is that? At the same time, she thought, is there a secret hidden in this technique? Could it be related to that expert? Have I found a clue already? A few seconds later, Che Yuan slowly answered her question. Because the technique is toxic, Zhang Lingsu found it confusing. How could a sect technique be toxic? She spoke up instinctively. It is fine, senior brother. I do not mind that. He reached into his shirt. Then he pulled something out. Here, the 7 peaks cultivation mantra, refined by Che Yuan. Zhang Lingsu looked at it and was shocked. What the hell is this? Even though she had no idea, she still praised him loudly. Senior brother, you are amazing. You can even modify techniques. Che Yuan spoke up upon hearing that. I have modified it. But unfortunately, it is not perfect yet. I will send you the full version later. Panic filled her heart. A cultivation mantra, there is no way it can be modified so easily. At least a golden core cultivator should be the one doing it. You are still just at the chair refining stage. A few minutes later, Zhang Lingsu forced a smile and advised. Thank you, senior brother. But senior brother, cultivation mantras are extremely important. Never, ever modify them recklessly, otherwise, you might easily suffer from Che deviation. Che Yuan crossed his arms and questioned back. So you think everything will be fine if we don't fix it? In Zhang Lingsu's head, she argued back. Arbitrarily messing with the technique is the real problem. Senior brother's brain really has a problem. And a massive one at that. No wonder he is an obsession cultivator. Later, she took the technique back to her room. She focused her mind on it and told herself, first, let's see, what is so special about this 7 peaks mantra? I wonder what kind of mess it became after senior brother modified it. 7 peaks fire cultivation mantra, an ordinary jade grade technique. I have seen this in my family's vault before. This is the part senior brother modified. It looks quite similar to the old one. Thinking of this, she withdrew her energy. After checking, Zhang Lingsu muttered her conclusion. I cannot let senior brother practice blindly. I need to send this technique to Sister Ye for her to take a look. At the Zhuanyuan Forbidden's ground, a monster roared with its mouth wide open and charged. But a second later, it was hit by a barrage of overwhelming attacks. In an instant, it fell and was completely dealt with. Che Yuan looked excited. Just a puny level 50 monster. Trying to show off in front of a master like me. The game Che Yuan was playing was a monster slaying game. This place was called the Wangyu Continent. Where Che Yuan was located was the Zhuanyuan Forbidden's ground, one of the 4 Great Forbidden Zones. When Che Yuan first entered this place, he was only level 1. After many hunts in this survival zone, he had slaughtered a whole bunch of monsters. Reaching level 80, Che Yuan charged forward to kill with high spirits. As he thought energetically, I am very strong now. If I went into reality, killing the Shangwang sect leader in one strike would be no problem at all. Thinking of this, Che Yuan pulled the sword out of the monster's body. Then he looked ahead. Next, only that boss remains. Level 70 Mad Brush Peak. This thing is a foxtail brush during the day. But at night, it turns into a demon fox to attack those who are bewitched. And its night raids are terrifyingly brutal. Even when I am offline, I still have to dig a hole and bury myself. Che Yuan raised his sword forward with satisfaction. Today is finally the time for my revenge. I must unleash a powerful blow. You monster, know where to run. Just as he rushed forward, Mad Brush Peak also started to move. Che Yuan quickly slashed at it. But it suddenly vanished from before him, from behind. Mad Brush Peak slowly emerged from the ground. It lunged forward, trying to ambush him. However, as it almost touched him, it was repelled, deforming its brush tip. Seeing this, Che Yuan laughed loudly, stunned. Right, I already crafted equipment specifically to deal with you. He stared at it and slowly raised his sword. Then he delivered a powerful strike, demon slaying draw technique. The entire cliff was sliced clean. After finishing the job, Che Yuan coldly turned and walked away, too weak. The system screen popped up. Congrats, player has cleared the Zhuanyuan Forbidden's Ground dungeon. You have received a surprise reward. Reward 1. A fragment of the Heavenly Tao. Reward 2. Divine Brush. Che Yuan reached out to take it and thought, is this the reward for clearing the Zhuanyuan Forbidden's Ground? Is this the reward for clearing Zhuanyuan Forbidden's Zone? In an instant, 2 beams of light pierced into his body. Che Yuan closed his eyes and analyzed silently. After obtaining the Heavenly Tao fragment, it seems like I have become the master of Zhuanyuan Forbidden's Zone. This game design is quite unique. But why was it split into so many pieces? Are there other fragments out there? If I put them all back together, what would the effect be? As for that other thing, the Divine Pen is condensed from the power of rules. It can be used to write rules for Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone. Let me try writing something interesting. Ah, I got it. Imagining Che Yuan carrying a ladder on his back and being able to enter any park on Earth. Should I add a requirement that maintenance workers must wear uniforms? Never mind, forget it. What is written is written. It is getting late. Time to meet Juchmao. A few seconds later, Che Yuan gently placed the command plate on the table. Then he happily said to the kitchen knife, by the way, I will take you for a walk. Let us go. Even though Che Yuan is crazy, he is still a well-known figure in the sect. Many sect cultivators also take their pets for walks. At this moment, Che Yuan looked at the creature in front of him and said, your little claim is not bad. Maybe in a few thousand years, it will develop intelligence. The girl felt secretly angry after hearing this. If you do not know, then shut up. Your pet is the one that needs thousands of years. Later, she mockingly spoke to senior brother Che Yuan. So, when will your pet finally be able to awaken its intelligence? Immediately, the people standing nearby burst into laughter. Che Yuan's pet is a kitchen knife. So, how could it ever talk? Che Yuan held up one finger and answered honestly. A year at most. If it is quick, then very soon. The girl covered her mouth and laughed mockingly. You really know how to joke. To others were also speechless. Senior brother Che is acting crazy again. From a distance, a voice rang out, Senior brother Juge. You are not going to be fooled by him, are you? Look at how insane he is. How could he possibly know alchemy? But Juge Mao completely ignored them. Not only that, he also loudly announced, Junior brother Che Yuan has improved the spirit severing art and even tested it on himself. Regardless of success or failure, his courage is commendable. You all laughing like this are no different from frogs at the bottom of a well? Immediately, the disciples bowed their heads. Senior brother is right to lecture us. At this time, Jude Mao, a foundation establishment expert, turned his head to look at Che Yuan and smiled warmly. Junior brother Che Yuan, master is brewing medicine today, so I had to attend to him. I am late. Please forgive me, Che Yuan immediately replied. It is fine. Hearing this, he took out something and said, Junior brother Che Yuan. This is the recipe for the origin nourishing pill that I got from a cave mansion. Let us see how this recipe is. He slowly took it. Instantly, the system screen displayed. This is a partial recipe for the origin nourishing pill. The recipe for this origin nourishing pill has too many problems. After finishing it, Che Yuan commented immediately, the recipe for this origin nourishing pill has too many problems. Replace Chu Huang with Jing Nu. Replace Yanggu with Tiu Tai Ho. The disciple behind him got angry and thought, talking nonsense. You did not even bother to look at the recipe seriously. On this side, Juge Mao considered seriously. Jing Nu, Tiu Tai Ho. Suddenly Che Yuan blurted out, Where is the foundation material? He heard that and snapped out of it. Ah, here it is. This is purple spirit jade bamboo, an 8th grade foundation material. Foundation materials have 8 ranks, low 3 ranks, middle 3 ranks, and high 3 ranks. According to legend, there are even higher grades above the top 3 ranks. If you use a high-grade foundation material, the foundation effect will be higher, and the potential will be greater. The price of foundation materials is also extremely high. Even the 3rd grade purple spirit jade bamboo is not something an ordinary, refining disciple of Sheng Wang sect can afford. Zhu Shmao slowly explained. The grade of this jade bamboo, the bit low. If junior brother Che Yuan is not in a hurry, you can collect more spirit stones and exchange this jade bamboo for a higher grade foundation material. Che Yuan refused after hearing that. No need. Thanks anyway. Suddenly he spoke up. Ah, junior brother, if you had not offended master, then forget these middle grade materials. Even high grade materials would not be a problem, and you would have entered foundation realm long ago. In his heart, Zhu Shmao sighed. You need to know that even the sect leader of Sheng Wang sect has to be very respectful to your master. After all, Ruin Yixi is considered a nascent soul expert. 7 Color Peak was established 1,000 years ago. Since then, Ruin Yixi has been the peak master. Her lifespan has exceeded 1,000 years, and a 1,000-year lifespan means she must at least be a nascent soul cultivator. With this level of power, anything she gives away is a great treasure. But your insane guts pissed off master. So, your resources were cut off. Thinking this, he tried to persuade him. How about you go and apologize to master? Che Yuan immediately retorted, I was not wrong. So, why should I apologize? Let me tell you guys. Zhu Shmao suddenly had a bad feeling. Wait, is he going to? Instantly, Che Yuan declared loudly. You are all afraid of Ruin Yixi, but I am not. Because she is just a. At this point, he ran over and covered his mouth. Junior brother Che, say no more. I am going back to study the recipe now. See you at Medicine God Peak. The disciple felt confused. Senior brother Che Yuan is not one of our people from Medicine God Peak, so how could he help you with the recipe? I will go and get the jade bamboo back now. Zhu Shmao turned his head and looked at him with contempt. I have already made a deal with junior brother Che. What right do you have to interfere? Seeing him angry, the disciple shouted, Understood, senior brother. I was just worried you would waste your effort. And waste medicinal materials. Zhu Shmao coldly cut in, You guys understand absolutely nothing. Wait until I have brewed it for a while. Based on the recipe first, then talk about results. At night at 7 Color Peak, Che Yuan leisurely tied the kitchen knife. He gently picked up the command plate and thought, after dinner, it is time to play the game. Suddenly, Che Yuan's eyes widened in surprise. He was extremely shocked. She is online when receiving the game jade slip. Che Yuan thought that it was just some strange electronic product. What is this? Can it be used to talk? At that time, the game map was not unlocked. But there was a friend in the jade slip. What is this Imperial Guard Chancellor? What is she talking about? So weird. Moreover, heard she is about to inherit a huge estate. Likely a rich and beautiful girl. Just kidding you, huh? Is she angry already? A bit cute. Che Yuan had very few friends in the hospital, and the girl in the jade slip was his only communication partner. But unfortunately, after the game map refreshed, his friend list disappeared. Until now. Did not expect to be able to meet her? What should I say now? Che Yuan happily clicked on the screen. No, it should be like this. Are you there, in the southern Shan kingdom? Jinli lowered her voice and ordered, Get out. The maid bowed and said, Yes. After they went out, the room instantly became quiet again. Jinli subconsciously gave a bitter smile. Even the maid by my side cannot be trusted. A queen like me is truly powerless. 15 years ago, my father passed away when I was 7. I thought I had inherited the throne. But in reality, basically, she's a widow. Demon tribes attack while enemy nations watch. These years, Southern Shan Kingdom has been in constant danger. Now, the powerful official Sima Ding is colluding with the Northern Concord. And Aunt Shen, whom I trust the most, was ambushed and seriously injured. My situation is becoming more difficult by the day. Aunt Shen is a king-level expert. Jinli is only support. Sima Ding, you guys were the ones who attacked Aunt Shen, right? After thinking, she slowly took off her clothes and stepped into the bathtub. Jinli immersed herself in the water and sighed. How exhausting. Suddenly, a glow caught her attention. It is the exquisite jade slip, the rare treasure, exquisite jade slip. Legend says they are born as a pair. The two people who own this treasure can communicate through it. And in the royal treasury of Southern Shan, there happens to be one. A year ago, Jinli entered the royal treasury and discovered the exquisite jade slip. Then she just took it. She held the command plate and thought, it seems to be calling out to me. Unexpectedly, through the exquisite jade slip, she met someone very interesting. The following days for Jinli were very happy. This person is so interesting, though his way of talking is a bit eccentric. He can make the lonely queen Jinli suddenly feel a moment of joy, making her feel a bit more relaxed. Ignored me for half a year. I thought something happened to you. She quickly replied. During this time you were not there. Where did you go? On the other side, Cheiyuan quickly said, I originally wanted to ask you to go hunting monsters. But as soon as I entered the map, I could not contact you to chat. Seeing this, Jinli silently speculated. Hunting monsters seems to mean killing demons. He must be a demon hunter. She suddenly asked him, is that place dangerous? Cheiyuan quickly responded, for us players, the fourth calamity. How could there be any danger? What monsters? They are just experience bags. Do you want to party up with me? A man and woman together. No fatigue. Jinli looked at the text on the screen and smiled to herself. He must be inviting me to go hunting demons together. But given my current situation, in an instant, her mood sank. I have things going on at home right now. I cannot go. Cheiyuan was surprised. That busy? You do not even have time to play the game. She slowly typed. Where are you? He answered immediately. Before I was at Zhuanyu Forbidden Zone. Now I am getting ready to go to Yiguan Forbidden Zone. Jinli's eyes widened in shock and she stood up abruptly. Zhuanyu Forbidden Zone, Yiguan Forbidden Zone, are those not the four great forbidden lands? Moon-watching continent is vast and boundless. Human and demon forces have equal status. But above both humans and demons, there is an even more terrifying existence. It is not a race, but the legendary for forbidden lands, and one absolute. Even the demon kings dare not enter them carelessly. Otherwise they face the danger of total annihilation. Among them, the absolute land is even more frightening. It is called heaven is extinction. Even kings who enter have zero chance of survival. Zhuanyu Forbidden Zone lies within Southern Shan borders, hundreds of miles from the Southern Shan capital. Legend says it was transformed from the tomb of a supreme expert. Cheiyuan said that during this time, he has been killing monsters in Zhuanyu Forbidden Zone. How is this possible? Thinking this, Jinli asked, are you serious? Or are you playing with me? Cheiyuan casually replied, why would I lie to you? I am still waiting to invite you to join my party. Running dungeons alone is boring. But now there is no need. I have already wiped out all the monsters in Zhuanyu Forbidden Zone. They were dead tired. Jinli was stunned as she read. Wipe them all out. Her heart was in a panic. What even? The demons in Zhuanyu Forbidden Zone are not only numerous, but also incredibly powerful. Among all the geniuses in the history of Moon-watching continent, hardly anyone could return alive. If one could say they wiped out Zhuanyu Forbidden Zone, even a supreme king likely couldn't do it. Jinli looked at the command plate and sent a curious thought. What is your cultivation level? Could you be a saint? Cheiyuan answered innocently, a saint. What is that? I am only level 82. Jinli was completely lost. Level 82. Che-Yuan's words are indeed eccentric. Perhaps this is his standard for evaluating power. Then I can find other reference points to compare and see. So she sent a question. In Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone, was there any monster that left a deep impression on you? He didn't hide anything and answered in detail. In Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone, the strongest thing was a crazy pen. It was extremely cunning. Always liked to turn into a pen at night, ignoring all honor and ambushing others. It messed with me. Every time I logged out, I had to dig a hole to bury myself. Jinli was immediately startled. A black pen. It even has the strength of a supreme king. In my southern Shan kingdom, there are only 2 or 3 people with king-level strength. Jinli frowned and asked carefully, "What level was it?" Che-Yuan joked back, "That thing, roughly around level 70. This sentence left her dumbfounded. It was level 70. And he is level 82. Is this real or fake? Seemingly seeing her curiosity, he suggested, "What is up? You want to go to Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone?" Even if she wanted to, Jinli was still there is a restriction outside Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone. Even a king cannot enter. Che-Yuan didn't delay and acted immediately. Currently teleporting. Simple. I will show you. It is like watching a movie. If you carry a ladder, no one can stop you. Moreover, the monsters inside will not attack you. Alright. No more talking. I am going to Yiguan Forbidden Zone now. Talk later. Jinli couldn't believe what he was saying. From Zhuanyuan to Yiguan. The distance is 100,000 miles. How could one get there in such a short time? Even a supreme king could not do it? The water in the tub moved slightly with Jinli's movements. Che-Yuan, who on earth are you? A few minutes later, she had changed clothes and sat on a chair looking at the map. The war in the south is very intense. The war elephant tribe has joined the battle too. In 3 days, the crown prince of southern Feng will arrive at the capital. Southern Shan is now like a piece of fat meat. Everyone is eyeing it. Even I am being used as a trophy by others. 10 days later, the Grand Tutor of Southern Feng will challenge Anshin. If Anshin loses, then I will have to marry the Southern Feng Crown Prince. But currently Anshin is seriously injured. She cannot withstand the Southern Feng Grand Tutor. What should I do, Che-Yuan? I hope you are telling the truth. Thinking this, she stood up and ordered the servants. Someone, go to the library. Bring out all the records on Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone. They knelt and quickly took the order. Understood. Soon everything was brought back. Piled up in a very messy heap, she flipped them open to check while reflecting. To win, Anshin must be treated properly. And in Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone, there are many spiritual herbs. As long as the corresponding item can be found. 9-colored Killa flower. This is the one. A flower with 9 petals emitting 9 different scents. It is called a royal medicine. If Anshin could obtain this kind of spiritual herb, not only would her wounds be completely healed, but she might even break through to the king level. Just carrying a ladder allows entry into Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone, and you will not be attacked. It still sounds a bit absurd. But then again, Che-Yuan has no reason to lie to me. Furthermore, the mad pen is only recorded in the books that my southern Chen nation has collected. She paused her train of thought for a moment to deliberate. Forget it. I am leaving the palace for Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone. After that, I will dispatch a team to scout Yiguan Forbidden Zone. If there really is an expert slaughtering monsters in Yiguan Forbidden Zone, there will definitely be a massive commotion. Inside Yiguan Forbidden Zone, Che-Yuan had only just set foot in this place. He was startled when a whole bunch of level 55 to 60s all stared at him. Crap. Why are there so many? This idea is going to be tough. Never mind. While making his escape, Che-Yuan did not forget to knock back anyone blocking his path. After a while, he finally found a tree trunk to cling to. Che-Yuan breathed a sigh of relief. Finally escaped. Just tried a few more times. The demons in this Yiguan place are not like the ones in Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone. The demons in Yiguan organize into massive swarms. Not easy to deal with. Then he stopped caring. Digging a hole, he said. Forget it. That is enough for today. Logging off. At the same time, in the southern Chancellor's manor, the people were very leisurely playing chess. Sima Ding, the powerful chancellor of southern Shan, as he placed a chess piece, someone came to report. Today, the queen met the Minister of Revenue to mobilize disaster relief, then met with old Lady Qin. After that, she was just reviewing memorials, no unusual movements, until nightfall, when she ordered her maids to go to the library to research Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone. Hearing that name, Sima Ding curled his lip into a contemptuous smile. Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone. It seems she can only pin her hopes on the illusory Zhuanyuan Forbidden Zone. How pathetic. Lady Qin is seriously injured. How can she win the challenge in 10 days? She has entered a situation with no turning back. The only thing I need to worry about next are those who cooperated with the Northern Khan court and General Tiakai at the border. The person opposite took the opportunity to flatter him. Congratulations, Chancellor. 10 days later, once old Lady Qin is defeated, we will launch our attack together. At that time, Southern Qian will belong to the Chancellor. He nodded without a word, accepting the praise. Sima Ding held a black chess piece and said with a smile, "But we still need to send a few people along. One must always act with caution." 7 Color Peak. Che Yuan walked out yawning, exhausted from lack of sleep. Seeing Zhang Lingsu already practicing, he praised her. "You are up early, junior sister." The system panel displayed. This is an ordinary young girl, carrying many Taoist techniques, practicing hard and waiting for the day. You have enough strength to dominate the world and prevent disaster from happening again. After reading, he clapped and thought, not bad, not bad. Junior sister Zhang actually has the heart to save the world. It is just that she reeks of sweat. Sensing Che Yuan's disdainful attitude, Lingsu said bluntly, "Senior brother, why do you look so weak? You look a bit like you have overindulged." Hearing that, Che Yuan's face turned pale and he shouted, How could that be? I stayed up all night playing games yesterday, so my mental energy is a bit drained. She retorted with disgust. Who drains their mental energy on playing games? He listened, helpless and silent, screaming in his heart. It must be because I have not established my foundation yet. That is why playing games is so exhausting. I still need that foundation to get it. I first need a cultivation technique. I have already looked through the sect is techniques once, but it is still not enough. Che Yuan's eyes scanned Zhang Lingsu, extraordinary background, carrying many techniques. She felt a chill from his gaze. Sen. Senior brother. What is the matter? Next, he grabbed Lingsu's shoulders and said earnestly, Junior sister, you have to save your senior brother. I see you have an extraordinary background. You have a lot of techniques, right? No matter what rank they are. Please let me borrow them to take a look. Zhang Lingsu was not stingy and said, How many do you want? Che Yuan folded his arms and nodded. The more the better, obviously. Hundreds or even thousands would be best. Seeing this, she asked suspiciously, You want that many? Senior brother, what do you want these techniques for? His eyes widened with hope as he said, To create my own technique, if you give me these. Then once I complete my cultivation, at that moment, the entire body of Guangzhong, no, in the entire Kanglan world, your senior brother will have your back. She didn't really believe him but didn't dare say it out loud. Senior brother is certainly overconfident. I could probably beat him with one hand right now. I definitely do not need his protection. But since he put it that way, I should probably help him. After all, there are only the two of us on this mountaintop. Besides, Ruin Yixi has kept him as a disciple for so many years. It proves she must value him highly. I should build a good relationship with Che Yuan. Next, Zhang Lingsu brought out a golden jade pendant, advising him, I will let you borrow these. Senior brother, don't spend all day playing games. Practice hard, so you can protect your little sister later. He gave a thumbs up and said, Playing games is also a form of cultivation. Her brief happiness turned into annoyance. But Che Yuan didn't care, only focusing on the pendant. There are actually several hundred techniques in here. Little sister does not smell bad anymore. She smells great, having got what he wanted. Che Yuan went into his room. locked the door, and sat on the bed, immersing his consciousness inside a check. Earth Fiend Demon Soul Art, for Death Arts. 3 Primal Cultivation Arts. Divided into low grade, middle grade, high grade. Jade rank, Earth rank, and Heaven rank. The higher the rank, the harder to practice. But the power and potential are also much higher. There are 637 techniques in this Jade slip. Mostly low and middle grade. High grade is very rare, and only a few Jade ranks. But it is enough for me to use. The next day, Che-Yuan sat on the bed mumbling, "So that is how it is. So that is how it is." This master has attained enlightenment. In his hand was a brand new cultivation technique. The system displayed the info. This is a technique with many flaws. Practicing it may cause memory confusion. Can be practiced up to the peak of Che refining. Notably, practicing this technique will prevent becoming food for a certain existence. Che-Yuan shed tears of joy, cherishing this technique. Studying tirelessly has finally paid off. I have to give it a beautiful name. Let us call it the Che-Yuan scripture. Too bad it only goes to the peak of Che refining. Tomorrow I have to attend some classes to fully understand the foundation process, then take the chance to finish the technique up to the foundation realm. Phew, so tired. I wonder how Jinli is doing. At the same time, at Zhuanyu and Forbidden Zone, Jinli reached out to touch the golden barrier. This is the legendary Zhuanyu and Forbidden Zone that even a king cannot enter. A guard came over to report, "Your Majesty, we have just investigated the people nearby. Everyone says Zhuanyu is no different than before. No commotion has come from inside." She listened, confused, and asked herself, "That is strange. Didn't Che-Yuan say he had already cleared this place? Why is there no commotion?" Jinli nodded and ordered them to carry the ladders and move in. All the other guards shouted in unison, "Understood." The people who had just brought the ladders refused in panic. "This is Zhuanyu and Forbidden Zone. How can we enter, my lords? This is not what you told us. We want to live, not die. Please do not force us to go to our deaths." From afar, someone was watching in secret. They were spies for the Chancellor. He bit on a piece of grass and asked, "You are saying? What is this queen up to? Does she really want to enter the Xianyuan Forbidden Zone?" He looked ahead and mocked. "She wants to use a ladder to climb in. That is absolutely ridiculous." But both of them suddenly froze. A death row prisoner tried touching the barrier. As a result, he walked right through it with ease. He cried out in shock, What is going on?" They actually made it through. He could not help but stand up to watch. This is the Xianyuan Forbidden Zone, a place where even the Supreme Emperors cannot even set foot in? How on earth did they manage to enter? He looked everywhere trying to find the reason. Could it be because of that ladder? Damn, I need to report this to the master. Before they could do anything else, they were eliminated by a sword blade. A guard standing on a branch reported, "Your Majesty, the Prime Minister's spies have been dealt with." Kamli saw this and ordered, "Good, you must keep this matter a secret." All the guards bowed and spoke in unison, "We swear upon our lives. This secret will never be leaked to anyone else." Then she shouldered the ladder and said with a smile, "Everyone, carry your ladders and follow me in. Remember, no matter what terrifying beast you encounter, the ladder must never leave your side." Understood. The guards happily followed the order. "As you command." One guard saw Kimli carrying a ladder and said, "Your Majesty is of noble status. How can you put yourself in such danger? Please let me go in instead. Your Majesty should just wait here." She smiled kindly and declined. "It is fine, I will go in with all of you." In her heart, she was determined. "I trust Te Nu Yen." The whole group quickly passed through the barrier. The smooth journey made Kamli even more confident. It really worked. We are through. And we truly are not being attacked. The guards who had just entered quickly noticed the rare treasures. There are so many spiritual herbs, 3 fragrant flowers and 6 dark valley grasses. Kamli frowned in deep thought. No one has set foot here for 10,000 years. Unlike other forbidden zones, Herbs in the outer areas would have been harvested by experts long ago. An hour later, they brought the harvested herbs in boxes to show Kamli. Your Majesty, I have gathered 23 king-grade herbs. Kamli was shocked. King-grade spiritual herbs. Even for someone like me, I have used less than 10 in my entire life. The guard's eyes lit up with hope. With this many spiritual herbs, who knows how many powerful experts we can create, and how many masters we can hire to fight for us. Kamli thought differently. But if I want to turn things around, these 20+ king-grade herbs are far from enough. Then she waved to everyone. We must continue deeper inside. We must find the emperor-grade herbs, especially the 9 exotic flowers. The guards responded, "We are willing to follow your Majesty." She led the way deep into the zone, determined in her heart, I must get the 9 exotic flowers to heal Antan, and even help her take another step forward. At the same time, I want to see what kind of place Tai Nuyen lived in for half a year. The guards following behind were full of wonder. I wonder which extraordinary person told this method to Her Majesty. That person must be a supreme emperor. Scene changed to the Shangwang sect training hall. Tai Nuyen was sitting prominently in class, making all the disciples curious. A purple robe, a core disciple. Why would he come to this class? This is no ordinary purple robe. He is the head disciple of a peak. What? A low-level disciple whispered to a peer. Classes like these, aren't they only for outer and low-level disciples like us to attend? Shangwang sect disciples are divided in two: core disciples, inner disciples, outer disciples, and laborers. Laboring disciples have the lowest status and must perform chores while they practice. Inner disciples are a bit higher than outer ones, usually having a master's lineage. As for core disciples, they are taught directly by an elder. Furthermore, a peak head disciple is even more special. The answer is Tai Nuyen of the sect. Tai Nuyen is the pinnacle of disciples. A head disciple is the core of the cores. Even elders dare not offend them. A labor disciple recognized him. He is the head disciple of the 7-color peak. Tai Nuyen, a female outer disciple, was charmed by his looks. No wonder he is the head disciple. He is so handsome. 2 outer disciples sitting above were gossiping nonstop. Why did he come here? I heard he angered the Lord of 7-color peak, causing the Lord to lock the palace doors and stay inside. That is right. I am only telling this to you. You must not tell anyone else. The female disciple's admiration grew even stronger, offending the peak lord. He is so bold. Tai Nuyen brushed his hair, enjoying the attention. As expected, a handsome man is the center of attention everywhere. Someone walked in, cutting off Tai Nuyen's narcissism. Ti Yunan-sun was startled when he saw the newcomer. Purple robe, core disciple. Holy crap, it is the 7-color peak head. Why did he come here? It must be because my lecture is so good that even the head disciple was drawn here. This time, I must give it 200% of my effort. I need to teach in a profound and impressive way. I will definitely amaze this kid. The old man leaned on the table and smiled kindly. My name is Ti Yunan-sun. Today, I will pass on to everyone the key points of foundation building. Above chair refining is foundation building. Once you reach foundation building, you will become a deacon of our Shangwang sect and enjoy offerings. But foundations are ranked. You all know that foundation items vary in quality. The better the item, the better the foundation effect. But did you know that foundations also have grades? Tai Nuyen nodded seriously. Seeing that, the old man was secretly happy. It is working. Let's add more, Ti Yunan-sun continued. Foundations are divided into mortal grade, spiritual grade, earth vein, and immortal grade. Ordinary low-grade foundation items will result in a mortal grade foundation. I am just a mortal grade foundation cultivator, with no hope of reaching the core formation realm. It is quite a pity. Mid-grade items lead to a spiritual grade foundation, and high-grade items correspond to the earth vein foundation. Above high-grade items, there are even higher level items. that help achieve an immortal grade foundation. Once you have an immortal grade foundation, there is hope of becoming a true immortal. The other disciples' eyes sparkled. Hell, is that for real? Becoming an immortal, that exists. Why didn't old Tu teach this before? But Te Nguyen looked bored and sighed. Is that all? The books at 7 Color Peak have the same records. Then he stood up and asked, Teacher, is the immortal grade the best foundation? The old man was a bit surprised. That didn't intimidate this kid. It seems I have to. Tu Nan Sun cleared his throat. Ahem, there is more. Above the immortal grade, there is the legendary Heavenly Tao Foundation. That is truly the strongest foundation. Te Nguyen cheered excitedly in his head. Heavenly Tao Foundation. He couldn't help but ask. May I ask, teacher, what exactly is a Heavenly Tao Foundation? The old man cursed in his head. How the hell should I know about Heavenly Tao? But outwardly, he acted profound and said, Ahem. The so-called Heavenly Tao Foundation is mysterious. People only speculate about it. Just listen to it for fun. Do not take it seriously. Tell me, what do you think is the most precious foundation building item in the world? Is it astral tears or the primordial chaos cha? Or the golden supreme bone? Juge Trin. Te Nguyen eyes widened, becoming more confused as he listened. Heavenly Tao Foundation. If it is the Heavenly Tao, could it be that the foundation item is related to the Heavenly Tao itself? Tu Nan Sun pointed to the sky and hesitated. You are right. The item needed for a Heavenly Tao Foundation is simply ... Suddenly, he realized something. Te Nguyen looked up at the sky and shouted, So that is how it is? So that is the way. I understand now. So that is the Heavenly Tao Foundation. The old man nodded at his enthusiasm. It is good that you understand. Others listening were confused and wondered. What the hell is he talking about? What does he understand? Only Te Nguyen was so excited, he trembled with tears. I focused too much on the outward appearance. Why could I not understand this before? The so-called Heavenly Tao Foundation naturally requires using the Heavenly Tao itself. Then he bowed to give thanks. Thank you, teacher. I shall take my leave first. The female disciple watched in awe. No wonder he is the head disciple. So damn cool. Tu Nan Sun did not stop Te Nguyen. If your heart is in such a hurry for the Tao, then go. Then he rushed out with intense energy. The old man continued the lecture in class. Right. Legend says the object for Heavenly Tao Foundation is a wisp of pure energy dropped by the Heavenly Tao, called the Heavenly Vein Che. That is the aura of the Heavenly Tao. If you all could just obtain one wisp. But Te Nguyen could not hear these words at all. While walking on the stairs, Te Nguyen began to ponder. Heavenly Tao Foundation uses the Heavenly Tao as the item. But how can I take the Heavenly Tao to refine it into my foundation building item? Wait, a Heavenly Tao fragment. Could that not become a foundation building item? The game I play is quite unusual. Every time my character becomes stronger, a part of that power is reflected into my real life. In reality, perhaps, Heavenly Tao fragments can also be used in the real world. I have to give it a try. Kuang Lin saw him return and immediately lock himself in. She was furious. Senior brother, today you are again not practicing. Te Nguyen frowned in annoyance inside the room. Practice my ass. Playing the game makes me powerful much faster. Launching you on Forbidden Zone, soon he entered the game. Looking at the status board, Te Nguyen exclaimed, Oh, Kamli succeeded? I told you I wouldn't lie to you, right? I have to say, there are so many monsters in this Yuan Forbidden Zone, and they love to gather in swarms. I need to find a lone one to deal with ... stealth. In the game, for every 30 levels gained, one main skill is received. Every 10 levels, a minor skill is received. Now his two ultimate skills are Heaven-Slaying Sword Draw and Absolute Strength. And Stealth is just a minor skill. It can hide the body. Using Stealth to go in, he then realized a problem. God damn it, perverted demons. With one glance, he immediately shook his head and turned away. It is just a pity so many are gathered here. Half an hour later, Te Nguyen returned once again. Seeing the monsters had moved to the water to wash and soak themselves, he was secretly glad. Good. The numbers here are few. He charged out of the bushes and yelled, "Demons, face my sword." The sword blade expanded. One strike wiped out a small group of clothing monsters. The successful ambush made Nuyen very happy. I will just keep doing this. I will level up before fighting the monster horde. Look, underwear. While he was laughing, suddenly a bright red screen appeared. He turned around in panic and thought, so many Yuan demons. Are they all running towards me? Was I exposed? What is happening? Do they share the same vision? This is bad. He dared not hesitate any longer. Nuyen ran frantically to another place, frantically operating the system screen. That is right. Camly seems to know a bit about this forbidden land. Might as well try asking her. At the southern Gan royal palace, Camly sat down and let out a long sigh. The 9 exotic flowers have been given to Aunt Tan, so Aunt Tan's injuries are no longer a problem. She might even step into the Emperor realm. Suddenly, the jade tablet flashed with light. She picked it up and was stunned. Is Nuyen in danger at the Yuan Forbidden Zone? After carefully reviewing the content, she clutched her chest and breathed a sigh of relief. He escaped a moment later. She sent back a message about the Yuan Forbidden Zone. I will help you search for information. In the meantime, be careful. Nuyen was overjoyed and thanked her. Thanks for the concern. I am telling you, these Yuan demons are especially strange. There are even underwear and belly wrap monsters. Camly was a bit suspicious hearing this. Should I really help this guy? Half an hour later, she called someone in to inquire, are there only these few records of the Yuan Forbidden Zone? Is it just these few pages? The person respectfully said, Your Majesty, the Duke's estate might have records of the Yuan Zone. The old Duke visited the Yuan Zone in his youth. It is just that ... This was the Grand Scholar of Wenyuan Pavilion, Dong Si Thuan. He dared not say more but silently thought. The Duke's daughter was a consort, while Her Majesty's mother was the former queen. The consort and the queen had a grudge, and the consort eventually died in the palace. Because of that, the Duke blamed the queen. Since Her Majesty is the queen's daughter, asking for a book will surely be made difficult. While he was unsure how to speak, Camly stood up, shouting, I will personally visit the Duke. A long while later, outside the Duke's estate, Camly walked out exhausted. The Imperial Guard leader Ho Tian rushed to support her, complaining unhappily, the Duke has gone too far. He clearly knew Your Majesty has a leg injury. Yet he intentionally made things hard for you. Your Majesty is of noble imperial blood. Yet he made you kneel before Consort Yen's tablet for 3 long hours. But Camly did not mind at all, only smiling at the book in her hand. At least I got what I wanted. On the way back, she had a doubt in her mind. However, the book only mentions wedding dress monsters in the zone, yet Nuyen said there were also belly wrap and underwear monsters. How strange ... Oh well. I will send this information to Nuyen first. Over on Nuyen's side, he hid behind a rock waiting for a reply. After waiting a long time, a message finally came. The Yuan demons all support each other. But at night, this connection weakened significantly. His eyes lit up as he cheered. So that is it. At night, the link between the demons is weak. This is my chance. Looking at the blazing sun above, he felt a bit of regret. It is just a pity I cannot farm them during the day. The sun is really round, just like a golden core ... Not bad. Not bad, Camly. Even found the locations of the danger zones, and the positions of the elite Yuan demons. Truly thoughtful, after reading the info, he messaged back to ask, a few days ago you said you were having some trouble. So, what happened? Have you already started the game plot? What role are you playing? Let me help you think of something. Camly was half understanding, wondering in surprise, is he asking about my current identity? If I keep not telling him, will he get angry? After hesitating for a while, she replied, I am the queen of the southern Gan nation. Tae Nuyen kept praising. Whoa, your character is powerful. To actually be an empress. Then I must definitely meet you in the game. Empress characters are super rare. What quest are you doing now? Camly had to explain it to herself once again, a quest. Could he be asking about the problems I am facing? She honestly recounted. Right now, Southern Gan is in chaos within and under threat from without. Tiyumadin is eyeing the imperial throne. Outside, the northern Han royal court is invading. And then there are the spirit beasts, always attacking cities and seizing land. The situation is very unstable. Tae Nuyen on his side also processed the info his own way. I get it. Camly is stuck in a storyline and being bullied by NPCs. Thinking it was just a game. He did not hesitate to make a decision. Don't worry. Once I get out there, I will wipe out all these damn NPCs for you. But then a new idea popped into his head. But I can also help you in another way. Do you know? You can get stronger just by doing push-ups. Persistence in daily push-ups, sit-ups, and pull-ups can grant you immense power. Camly had no idea what he meant. Training with push-ups, sit-ups, and pull-ups, what on earth is that? Tae Nuyen immediately sent over some illustrations. Tell your subordinates to follow the movements I drew while in Xianyuan Forbidden Zone. That is how they can get stronger. Camly was skeptical and wondered. Doing these movements can really increase strength. But Tae Nuyen did say carrying a ladder was the only way to enter Xianyuan. Could this really be some kind of supreme cultivation technique? Meanwhile, Tae Nuyen was using a pen to write new rules. The words turned into a stream of spiritual flying energy toward the Xianyuan Forbidden Zone. Suddenly, a lock of hair appeared at the tail of the energy. This scene left Tae Nuyen stunned. Wait, increasing cultivation has side effects, like hair loss. Why is it like this? Thus changing the dungeon rules. Improve based on my own understanding. Thinking this, he sighed and messaged again. By the way, tell everyone to be a bit careful. Training too hard can cause serious hair loss. It might even lead to baldness. Camly looked at the message, her head full of questions. Why would increasing cultivation cause hair loss? What kind of connection is this? A while later, Tae Nuyen returned to the Shangwang sect. Looking at his one-of-a-kind pet, he smiled with satisfaction. One must balance work and rest. After gaming, I still have to take the kitchen knife for a walk. I wonder if it has developed a spiritual consciousness. When I hold it, can I slice down a core formation master? As he thought of this, a group approached from afar, catching his attention. These people were shouting everywhere they went. Law Enforcement Hall on duty. Clear the way, clear the way. They are disciples of the Jingduang Hall. Jingduang Hall, the law enforcement hall of Shangwang sect. But when they arrived in front of him, Tae Nuyen still respectfully saluted. Greetings, senior brother. He calmly waved his hand to dismiss the formalities. Then he heard the whispers of those around him. Senior brother Trinjiang Ha is injured. I heard the Black Mountain core disciple, So Thin Hung. Could it be the Black Mountain sect? Very likely. Raped a newlywed woman in Tong City. And even wiped out her entire family. Senior brother Trinjiang Ha of Jingduang Hall went down the mountain to arrest him because of this. Someone nearby asked in confusion. Senior brother Trinjiang Ha is very strong. How could he lose to So Thin Hung? The storyteller then said, after defeating the old man, the younger ones came. That is how villainous sects always operate. Hearing this, he paused and recalled. Great Thuong Nation has 3 major sects: Shangwang sect, Haiyanfu Mountain, and Maduk sect. But, if there is a sect that should never be underestimated, it is the Black Mountain sect. One of the 3 major sects. In terms of strength, Black Mountain is weaker than the big 3. But the Black Mountain sect lord has a godfather, named the Black Chicken Old Demon. The Black Chicken Old Demon is a mid-stage nascent soul expert. He is extremely vengeful and hard to deal with. That is why the Black Mountain sect is so arrogant and domineering, causing trouble everywhere. As he was thinking, the disciples' voices rang out, interrupting his train of thought. Furthermore, the Foundation Building Grand Assembly is in half a month. Black Mountain sect will participate. By then, All the reputation of our Shengwang sect will be wiped clean. Suddenly, a female disciple who admired Te Nu Yen. It is senior brother Te. So damn handsome. The disciples over there lost interest and waved him off, muttering, "Our Shengwang sect is facing this disaster. And that guy is still walking around with a kitchen knife." Lower your voice. Hasn't he failed to reach foundation building yet? What good will he be at the assembly? I am afraid he couldn't even beat So Thin Hung. Te Nu Yen didn't care at all about these sarcastic remarks. Just continued his stroll. That night, inside the Yuan Forbidden Zone, he stealthily watched the clothing demons hanging from trees. Praising in his heart, as expected, when night falls, their perception abilities have become much weaker, and the connection between them has also weakened. Without a word, Te Nu Yen drew his sword and pierced through one. The others remained dangling on the trees, leaving him thoroughly delighted, truly no movement at all. In that case, he charged in wildly, taking down those furthest away, only stopping when the demons showed some agitation. I have already killed dozens of them. Finally, the surrounding are beginning to sense it. But at night, how are they any different? From a bunch of flies, the hunting time has arrived. Te Nu Yen didn't care anymore, charging into the swarm and slaughtering them continuously. Looking at the series of notifications, experience points popped up, and he laughed loudly. This is what a real gaming rush feels like. Suddenly, there was a strange noise in the distance. Birds scattered and flew out of the forest. He looked in that direction in shock. Crap, the other spirit beasts are starting to wake up. But you bastards are so slow to react now. If you don't swarm, how can you even touch me? No longer holding back, he charged straight ahead to fight the newcomers. Hours later, Te Nu Yen leaned down, exhausted. Checking the system screen, he breathed a sigh of relief. There are still way too many Yuan demons. But at least I have reached level 84. My strength has increased significantly, within half a month. I must clear out the entire Yuan Forbidden Zone. It feels a bit tiring. I need to treat myself to some roast chicken when I get back. The next day, in the Wangyu continent, inside the royal palace study, Camly ran out in joy and asked, "Aunt Tan, are your injuries healed yet?" She bowed and replied, "Thank you for the imperial medicine, Your Majesty. My injuries have been completely healed. My strength has even increased by another level." Camly breathed a sigh of relief. "That is good, Aunt Tan. In 6 days, there is a battle with the Southern Fong State Preceptor. Are you confident?" She hesitated for a moment, regarding this. Yesterday, the Southern Fong Grand Tutor visited T.U. Maden, and T.U. Maden granted him a pill called the Mixed Primordial Blood-Locking Pill. Camly was shocked. "What?" Ho Tian exploded in anger and roared. T.U. Maden's intentions. Everyone knows. Is T.U. Maden not afraid of the backlash? Camly bit her nails, calculating frantically. The Southern Fong Preceptor is a late-stage king-class expert who has mastered the Dragon Elephant Purgatory art. With this technique, the more abundant the blood energy, the stronger the power. At its peak level, one possesses the strength of 100 dragon elephants. Previously, after Aunt Tan consumed the 9 exotic flowers, she was slightly stronger than the Southern Fong Preceptor. However, if the Southern Fong State Preceptor uses an ultimate blood energy medicine, I fear he could directly reach perfection, even catching a fleeting glimpse of the Emperor rank. If so, Aunt Tan definitely won't be able to handle it. She turned around and went inside to see Aunt Tan. "If we use a lot of this imperial medicine, can it enhance your strength?" Aunt Tan was speechless. "I don't know where Your Majesty obtained so many precious medicines like these, but even if I add all of these treasures, it would still take 3 years to break through to the Emperor rank. We don't have time." Camly bit her lip and trembled. "There must be another way. If we find a potent stimulant in a short time, could your strength be boosted?" "No, I can't let Aunt Tan face that kind of danger." "Wait, it's not like there's no way at all." She turned around and ordered to set out for Hinvin Forbidden Zone. Her goal was to do push-ups at the Divine Light Sect. Te Nu Yen entered the Great Hall, cupping his hands and bowing. "Greetings, Sect Master." The person sitting high above smiled. Do you still recognize this old man as your sect master? Master Drywood, sect master of Divine Light sect, a spy from the Demon Desire Gate, he calculated, plucking an elder from the Demon Desire Gate and sending him to the Divine Light sect. From a lowly handyman disciple, he rose all the way to become a direct disciple, but he didn't know what they wanted him to do. Every time he contacted the elders, they always told him to wait 3 years, then another 3. At this rate, I'll end up becoming the sect master. Time flies like an arrow. From an undercover mole, he actually became the sect master of Divine Light sect. Greetings, sect master, the old man sighed. Forget it, being the sect master ain't too bad either. That elder from the Demon Desire Gate died of pure rage because of a letter from sect master Drywood. You, a person of the demon path, actually dared to try and instigate a rift between me and the Divine Light sect. Don't contact me again from now on. I'm afraid people might misunderstand. He clutched the letter, shaking with anger. You brat. Anyway, back to the present, Tei Nuyen calmly assessed. In short, he hasn't done anything wrong to the Divine Light sect. Master Drywood stepped down to discuss. In half a month, it will be the Foundation Establishment Assembly. This assembly is hosted by our Divine Light sect, Great Thong Nation, Mystic Float Mountain, Demon Desire Gate, and other sects will all send disciples to participate, competing for the first grade foundation item, the Imperial Flower Fruit. The head disciples of other peaks have already established their foundation. This time, you will lead our Divine Light sect in the Foundation Establishment Assembly. I hope you can bring fame to our sect by taking first place. Tei Nuyen paused and rubbed his chin. The old man confidently stroked his beard, calculating. Among the head disciples, only Tei Nuyen hasn't established his foundation. What a coincidence. The Imperial Flower Fruit appeared in this secret realm. Could this be the work of that person at the 7 Colors Peak, intentionally leaving it for their disciple for foundation building? This thing is a treasure. Every time it appears, people fight tooth and nail for it. That person is quite thoughtful towards her most useless eldest disciple. Truly kind. If Tei Nuyen really can use the Imperial Flower Fruit to establish his foundation, his future cultivation path. At this moment, his mind was also racing. A first-grade foundation spiritual item will definitely sell for a high price. At Hienveen Forbidden Zone, Antan was doing push-ups. Suddenly, she felt something and raised her hand. It seems ... it really seems to work. Just by doing 1 push-up. It's equivalent to half a shikan of cultivation. The subordinate nearby mentally calculated. That means doing 24 push-ups is equivalent to a full day of cultivation? If we keep this up, won't our progress skyrocket? Another person doing push-ups shouted, I actually broke through the bottleneck I've been stuck at for 3 years. It was shattered just like that. Everyone was shocked. What kind of cultivation method is this? It can actually bypass bottlenecks and talent. Everyone felt pumped up and started push-ups. I want to train too. Me too. Me too. Camly walked over to ask Antan how it was going. She was happily doing push-ups, saying it's miraculous. Even a Supreme Emperor might not have this kind of method. Your Majesty's good friend is truly an otherworldly master. In just 2 days, I can step into the Emperor rank. Suddenly, strands of hair fell down, surprising her. Why is my hair falling out? Camly awkwardly explained. There's one thing I forgot to tell everyone. Doing these movements in Hienveen Forbidden Zone to increase cultivation has a certain side effect. You might go bald? Everyone went silent for 3 seconds, then resumed push-ups frantically. What's a little hair loss? I'm willing to die for your Majesty. Anyway, I'm already balding. A rare opportunity like this. I must train like a madman. That night in the Forbidden's medical hall, Tei Nuyen excitedly dug. In about 10 more days, I'll be able to reach level 90. Just then, a message from Camly arrived for Tei Nuyen. Antan 1. That TMA Hun never expected Antan to have reached the Emperor rank. His expression back then was just hilarious. He happily replied, good job. When you complete the entire mission, the 2 of us can meet in person. How about we pick a place to meet up? Under the ancient springwood tree. What do you think? Ancient springwood. It's the most mythical ancient tree. in the moon-gazing continent. The tree is so tall that no one knows its height. Legend says if you stand on top, you can touch the moon and stars. Legend says a god planted this tree. The god told his wife, when the ancient spring wood reaches 30 feet, he would return. Since then, it grew to 30 feet, 300 feet, 3,000 feet, even higher than 3,000 jong. The angel's wife waited until the very end, but still did not see her husband return victorious. Kamli happily hugs the token and sends a message. Meet there. Will definitely be very romantic. On this side, Tainu Yen wondered. Ancient spring wood. There's one tree like that on top of Seven Colors Peak. This thing can also be a landmark. He asked directly. Where exactly is this ancient spring wood you mentioned? She began to point the way. Look up toward the southwest. There's a massive tree there. That is the ancient spring wood. The towering tree stunned him. Is this the ancient spring wood you're talking about? I didn't notice it before. I'll have a barbecue then. You bring the good wine. Let's go camping under that tree together. How about it? Kamli blushed and replied immediately. Deal. At Divine Light Sect, Junior Brothers asked Tainu Yen. Senior Brother, tomorrow is the Foundation Assembly, and yet you're taking your pet for a walk. He didn't care and kept walking. My pet is about to gain sentience. So I can't be careless. I need to take it out for some fresh air. The junior brothers admired him. Senior brother is truly unique. Everyone huddled and whispered. The people at Seven Colors Peak are really calm. Tomorrow is the big assembly, and he still has the heart to walk his pet. On top of that, his pet is a kitchen knife. If the emperor isn't worried, why should the eunuch be? If you aren't worried, then why don't you represent Divine Light Sect? And fight. Isn't it because my cultivation level is too low? I heard. Thian Hung from Black Mountain Sect is coming to our place. The other person was shocked. He dares to show up. The other one shouted, that scumbag from Black Mountain Sect. Isn't he just relying on that old black chicken monster? They want to slap the face of our Divine Light Sect. Tainu Yen frowned. This Black Mountain Sect is indeed arrogant? Tainu Yen went home. Frowning, he spoke to the knife. You have finally awakened your sentience. Otherwise, why would I take you out to slash people? Did junior sister cook something delicious again? Smells amazing. As soon as he stepped away, the knife stealthily raised its head and cut the rope tying it to the pillar. Before it could run, he caught it. Tainu Yen smiled deviously. You are quite smart, already untying your restraints. You clearly awaken your spirit, yet you are still faking it. You want to slack off, huh? But that is actually good news. If that is the case, then I can even slaughter core formation master at the Divine Light Sect. The Foundation Assembly finally begins. Elder Phi Ho of the Demon Desire Gate has arrived. The Light-Splitting Sword Master of Mystic Float Mountain has arrived. Grandmother Chicken Worshipper of Black Mountain Sect has arrived. Tainu Yen welcomed them with a carefree smile. Welcome, everyone, to the Divine Light Sect. To join the Foundation Assembly, he glanced at the Chicken Worshipper and considered. He is the one who injured Trunjiang Ha. His old name was Master Khan's son. But after connecting with the old black chicken monster, he changed it to Grandmother Chicken Worshipper. The man stepped forward and questioned, why has the Foundation Assembly not started yet? Divine Light Sect, are you intentionally wasting our time? Tainu Yen gestured with his hand. This way, please. Suddenly an argument broke out behind them. Isn't this Jiangnium? Why did you run to the Divine Light Sect? You know that despite your outstanding talent, you still need the help of the old black chicken. To reach your full potential, how about you come back to Black Mountain Sect with me? Jiangnium trembled and backed away. Aye. Everything became clear to Tainu Yen. So that is it? Her nature is unique. And that old black chicken monster wants her as a cultivation vessel. That is why she fled to the Divine Light Sect. The Divine Light Sect disciples angrily protected her. Thian Hung, how dare you speak such nonsense? Here at the Divine Light Sect. Damn it. Protect junior sister. You committed a great crime in Vin City, and even injured senior brother Trun. Yet you still dare to climb this mountain? Thian Hung shrugged with contempt. I am here because your sect master invited me. What, not satisfied? The way you all are gritting your teeth reminds me so much of senior brother Trun. The disciple across from him lost his temper. You are asking for death. Tainu Yen silently observed him. He is just a common demonic cultivator. His face is darkening. A bloody disaster seems imminent. He quickly stepped in to mediate. My fellow friend, I have recently practiced some divination. Could I read your fortune? I see a dark shadow over your brow. I fear a bloody calamity will strike you soon. The guy was furious. You, right then. The chicken worshipper spoke up. Thian Hung, this is divine light sect territory. Thian Hung gritted his teeth and turned away. Fine, fine, fine. Thanks for the kindness. I'll remember this. The sects gathered at the peak. The foundation assembly begins. The rules are simple. Disciples of the chair refining stage from all sects will spar and compete against each other. Hoen Thian Q of Demon Desire Gate. Greetings, senior brother. Tainu Yen stood opposite and replied. Tainu Yen of Divine Light Sect. He silently assessed her. She is an ordinary cultivator. But she has a weird habit of picking her toes. Don't let her kick you. Or you might catch foot fungus. Since when did this girl learn biological warfare? The signal sounded. The match begins. Immediately, Hoen Thian Q spat out blood and wobbled unsteadily. Senior brother, as expected of the Seven Colors Peak's top disciple, your distance striking technique is truly powerful. Thian Q admits defeat. Tainu Yen and the others stood frozen. What is happening? In Tainu Yen's second match, he breathed a sigh of relief. This time, the opponent is a sword cultivator from Mystic Float Mountain. Finally, I get to face a sword user. I want to see just how sharp their sword control really is. He cupped his hands and asked for guidance. Tainu Yen was excited. I use my finger as a blade. It is not impossible to unleash sword intent. Today, I will use it to face the enemy. The path of the sword is truly exhilarating. Suddenly, the sword cultivator collapsed, clutching his chest. He struggled to speak. Such overwhelming magic, injuring people invisibly. Senior brother, I lose. Shouts rose from below. Something is fishy. A person nearby, also a disciple of Mystic Float Mountain, quickly covered his mouth. What nonsense are you talking? Senior brother simply doesn't want to offend anyone. You must think of the big picture. Don't you want our sect to prosper? Tainu Yen's lip twitched. He glanced toward the distant peak. Is this because of Master? I fear only she is shameless enough to pull off something like this. The light-splitting sword master recalled, after the first grade imperial flower fruit was revealed to the world, all cultivators from every sect were agitated, full of jealousy and greed. Unfortunately, that peak master of the Seven Colors Peak had sent messenger pigeons to all the sects. No bribes, only pure threats. But basically, no one dared to resist. Because 35 years ago, the Demon Desire Gate was ambitious, dreaming of unifying the Great Thong to become the leader of the immortal path. But after the Peak Master went there alone, the Demon Desire Gate never mentioned unification ever again. Even the newly planted ancient springwood tree was moved to the Seven Colors Peak. Word is she has entered the late nascent soul stage. If it weren't for her injuries, she would have entered the Purple Mansion stage long ago. So, who would be stupid enough to provoke her eldest disciple? The following process of Tainu Yen's matches could be described as incredibly smooth. As soon as he stepped on stage, his opponents would forfeit. However, after Tainu Yen entered the final round, an unexpected turn occurred. The disciple stepped up to introduce himself. SS Van Hun of Black Mountain Sect. Please guide me. Senior brother. Tainu Yen scanned his artifact. This is a foundation-level artifact that, when used, unleashes scattered feathers that can injure foundation masters. He frowned. This is a chair refining fight. Yet you bring out a foundation weapon. Elder Fiho sitting above laughed. You Black Mountain Sect people have quite the ambition. The chicken worshipper didn't deny it. Everyone wants that item. Otherwise, what's the logic in holding this assembly? Fiho frowned and assessed. The old black chicken is at the mid-nascent soul stage, while the peak master is suspected to be at the late nascent soul stage. Despite being injured, Black Mountain Sect is bold as hell. Could it be that the old, black chicken has already reached the late nascent soul stage? SSD and hung below laughed with glee. Tae Nu Yen, don't be so arrogant. Predicting I'd face a bloody calamity. Let me see who exactly will bleed today. The signal bell rang. Let's begin. People below started realizing something was wrong. That artifact is not right at all. Isn't that a foundation stage artifact? Can senior brother Tae handle it? Tae Nu Yen smiled confidently, planning his move. If he's holding a foundation artifact, then I just need to make sure he can't activate its power. Minor stealth art. He quickly vanished from everyone's sight, leaving SS Van Hun looking around nervously. SS Thien hung below was stunned. Where did that brat go? Just then, he appeared from behind and landed a punch, leaving the guy with no time to react. He pulled back his fist and announced, "I win." The announcer happily shouted, "Tae Nu Yen of Divine Light Sect wins." The disciples below cheered wildly. How did senior brother Tae disappear like that? I fear senior brother used some kind of teleportation spell. Senior brother Tae is so cool. SS Thien Hung angrily kicked SS Van Hen and cursed, "You piece of garbage." Phi Ho above laughed happily. Ha ha ha. No wonder you are the lead disciple of 7 Color Peak. Your combat techniques are actually that profound. Sheng Wang sect disciples cheer for senior brother Che. Senior brother Che, you are way too incredible. How the hell did you win? Che Yuan smiles and answers seriously, "It is very simple. Just play a lot of games." The disciples are buzzing, playing games. He sneers, "Who do you think you are scaring? You should worrying about your junior sister. Worrying about Zhang Ran more instead. I see a bloody disaster coming for her." He turns back to look at her. Che Yuan, this is the reward for this Foundation Establishment convention. A yellow flower fruit, a spiritual relic for Foundation Establishment. The surrounding disciples look on with envy. Is that really the yellow flower fruit? The spiritual relic? If one uses it for Foundation Establishment, then wouldn't they? Che Yuan's hands tremble with joy. It's worth over 10,000 spirit stones. This thing must be worth more than 10,000 spirit stones. I hope you use this Foundation relic well, and dedicate yourself to the sect. He stiffens, using the yellow flower fruit for Foundation Establishment. What I want is the Heavenly Tao Foundation Establishment. Suo Tianhung snorts coldly, catching his attention. He warns, "Brother Suo, the bloody calamity hanging over you is getting darker by the day." Senior brother said to balance rest with training. Constant grueling practice will only make you stiffen up and die. What does this even mean? The grandmother steps forward with a kind smile. She is an ordinary cultivator, but recently, a fortunate light has been radiating from her. It seems something good is about to happen. Che Yuan shakes his head. You are wrong. Junior sister Zhang has an aura of good luck. There will definitely be a joyful event. Why don't you kowtow out to junior sister Zhang to soak up some of that luck? Maybe your bloody calamity will fade away. Suo Tianhung is furious and steps forward. He suddenly realizes those nearby are watching. So he doesn't dare to act recklessly. He can only shove others aside and run, get lost. The junior brothers are excited. Senior brother Che is so brave. Senior brother Che has calculated everything perfectly. That guy won't dare to cause trouble. No wonder he is senior brother Che. His aura is so cool. Che Yuan shakes his head and sighs. What an ungrateful bastard. Such an ignorant fool. He doesn't recognize good intentions. Zhang Ran rushes over. Senior brother Che Yuan, thank you so much. He wonders, thank me for what? She joyfully replies, of course it's for senior brother Che standing up for me. Che Yuan seriously corrects her. What I said is true. He really does have a bloody calamity. Furthermore, if he truly kowtowed, it could indeed dispel that disaster. Zhang Ran is full of admiration. Senior brother Qi's words are truly interesting. Achieving greatness without any arrogance. Che Yuan goes to 7 Color Peak. A golden seal appears. This is the restriction left by the master. He is a cruel man who never lets a grudge go. He confidently chants, "Open sesame." After a while, nothing changes. He frowns and rubs his chin. The restriction hasn't moved at all. Suo Tianhung hasn't just reached Foundation Establishment, but he also gave his wife to the Black Rooster Monster as a concubine. That gave him a high status in the Black Mountain sect. He surely has the tricks of the Black Mountain sect up his sleeve. Senior brother, you must be careful. He gestures that he understands. Unbelievable, this guy is even wearing a green hat. He really prioritizes safety. She looks at his back and imagines. With the first grade foundation establishment relic, senior brother can enter the divine infant realm. Only she doesn't know by then if she will still be alive. As if suddenly remembering, she whispers, "Right, senior brother, you must be careful with Suo Tianheng. She didn't allow me up the mountain. But lately, things are not like before, so do not leave the sect right now." He doesn't care about a small fry like Suo Tianheng. 1 slash is all it takes. Zhang Ran fearfully recalls, could it be that I misunderstood the master's intention? Master helped me seize the first grade foundation relic. I saw that intention in an instant. Could it be that I was too reserved? Che Yuan kneels down, holding the wooden box with both hands to offer to the master. Your disciple Che Yuan has brought the fruit. A powerful bolt of lightning strikes the box that Che Yuan is holding up in his hands. Panicked and confused, he thinks to himself, is master angry? Did I really get it wrong? Immediately after, the sky turns clear again. Che Yuan breaks into a sweat, remembering those words. Could the meaning of the yellow flower fruit be bad? Yellow flower, tomorrow's yellow flower. At that moment, he suddenly realizes, that's it. If she is already my wife, then why the hell am I giving an engagement gift? Wouldn't that be treating the master like a stranger? At the same time, Che Yuan remembers the info about the master provided by the system. Her name is Nguyen Nattich. Outwardly she is your beautiful master. But in reality, she is your wife. He carries a bit of disappointment, turns around and leaves. Let's head back. Just as Che Yuan reaches the courtyard gate, Zhang Lingso rushes out in a panic to inform him. Senior brother, did you notice anything unusual us now? It seems a powerful master caused a spiritual energy surge, breaking the peaceful cycle of the 4 seasons. Could it be the master? Che Yuan honestly admits. Yes, I just wanted to give a gift to the master. But she didn't accept it. Zhang Lingso looks at him with a hint of horror. Did you offend the master again? While following Che Yuan inside, Zhang Lingso chirps, reporting the task assigned to her. Right, senior brother. Earlier you told me to go check on Trinjiang Han at the Divine Medicine Peak, but the physician said he hasn't fully recovered. So he rushed down the mountain to Vin City. She was very careful, recalling what Trinjiang Han had said to report back to Che Yuan. Something about the Black Mountain sect not leaving Vin City. As long as he is in Vin City, the Black Mountain sect will be tied down, unable to harm the common people. But Zhang Lingso couldn't help wondering. Since when did senior brother have such a good relationship with Trinjiang Han, and even wanted me to represent 7 Color Peak to visit? Could it be because he is usually respectful to you? At this point, Zhang Lingso suddenly stops, because she sees Che Yuan's expression has become incredibly dark. As night approached, in Vin Than, Tranfu, a group from the Black Mountain sect quietly enters the courtyard. Suo Tianheng turns to the chicken elder and suggests, Elder, let's stay here tonight. Regarding his words, the elder doesn't object, only nods with interest. Living here, we will surely meet those hypocritical righteous cultivators. Tianheng, you really know how to get things done. Immediately after, he orders the followers. All right, you all split up into the rooms. As the chicken elder leaves, Liu Nui curiously approaches Suo Tianheng. Deacon Suo Tianheng, is there something fishy about this place? Why are we staying here? To make Shengwang sect uncomfortable. Suo Tianheng speaks with a contemptuous tone, recalling old stories, and also answering Liu Nui. Because I attended the wedding of the owner of this house, and wanted to borrow his new bride to practice my cultivation arts. Unexpectedly, that woman resisted fiercely. She actually slammed her head into a pillar and died. Saying that, he still seems irritated, sits in the main chair and grumbles. If it weren't for those Shengwang sect trash arriving, I would have slaughtered the whole family for ruining my mood long ago. Today I will wait here to see if anyone from this family returns. Liu Nui having heard the story, quickly runs forward, rubbing hands to flatter Deacon Thien Hung. Today when entering the city, I heard firecrackers and drums. It sounded like a wedding ceremony was happening. I intentionally released a spirit insect to record the address. Second, for tonight, U.S. disciples will follow you to practice the arts. So Thien Hung was extremely satisfied upon hearing this, patting his shoulder in praise. Lu Nui, right. You know how to get things done. I will remember you. For tonight's practice, I will let you be the first to taste the bride. Lu Nui bowed humbly in gratitude. Thank you, Deacon Thien Hung. The others also joined in, laughing and congratulating him. You are a lucky brat. But right after that, So Thien Hung's expression changed. He thought of old matters and growled in anger. That person from the Shengwang sect truly deserves to die, especially that Che Yuan today. He was truly pushing it too far. If it weren't for his master, I would have shown him what a bloody disaster looks like today. Lu Nui sensed his frustration, sweet talking quickly to soothe him. Deacon Thien Hung, why bother with that fool? Wait until our Black Mountain sect unites the Great Shan cultivation world. At that time, we can crush that idiot however we want. Just then, a knock sounded from outside. So Thien Hung immediately pushed Lu Nui away from his side. Lu Nui, go check it out, when he cautiously opened the large door. Outside was someone wearing an incredibly eerie mask. Lu Nui was so frightened, he quickly dodged to the side, while So Thien Hung immediately went on high alert. He barked out, "Who are you? Take off that mask now." The masked man pulled out a shiny kitchen cleaver, asking back gloomily, "Do you really want to see? Those who see my face don't have a good ending." So Thien Hung was confused when he saw the knife. A kitchen knife, but before he could understand, the figure charged forward like a bolt of lightning. The knife in hand swung, leaving a trail of red blood. When he stopped, So Thien Hung's head had already been severed from his body. Only then did the masked man speak coldly. "Originally, your bloody disaster was meant to be by my hand." The others were terrified by the sudden situation, stammering in fear. What is this?" One of them screamed in horror. Deacon Thien Hung. But another still tried to threaten aggressively. "How dare you? Do you know who we are?" The masked man pointed the bloody kitchen knife at them, replying calmly, "I know, the Black Mountain sect, right. I will kill you all." With that, he swung the knife, charging into the remaining Black Mountain disciples to slaughter them, making them scream in terror, "Ancestor! Ancestor, save us!" Immediately after, a dark shadow rushed out from within, accompanied by a thunderous, angry shout. "You brat! How dare you do this?" The disciples looked as if they had seen a savior, shouting in unison, "Elder!" They even joyfully thought they were saved. The ancestor is at the Golden Core realm. Although this masked man is terrifying and can easily kill Foundation establishment cultivators, he is certainly not a Golden Core. As soon as Ancestor Baiji appeared, he released a powerful burst of golden light toward the masked man, shouting, "Die!" The masked man swung the kitchen cleaver in his hand horizontally, unleashing a move, heaven-slaying drawing sword technique. He leapt high into the air, a brilliant halo glowing behind his back. That golden light reflected in the wide-eyed pupils of Ancestor Baiji, causing a feeling of horror to rise within him. How is this possible? Am I actually feeling afraid? I am a Golden Core expert. But immediately after, the masked man's strike slashed straight down upon him. Ancestor Baiji could only let out a tragic scream. His body was split in two, falling to the ground. The masked man just landed on the ground, seeing the tragic state of Ancestor Baiji, and felt extremely bewildered. Could it be that I am too powerful? But immediately after, he defended himself. But maybe his golden core was too soft and small, so it couldn't even withstand a single blow from my knife. Then he summarized the experience. So later when I form my core, I must make it both big and solid. I absolutely cannot be like this guy. Not far away, a group of people was rushing over. Zheng Zhonghan leading the group thought angrily, These Black Mountain sect people actually went toward the Chen Manor. What do they take our Shengwang sect for? Today, I will definitely kick them out of Song City. But as soon as they reached the Chen Manor door, he raised his hand to stop those behind him, warily looking at the tightly closed door. There is a scent of blood. Could it be that the survivors of the Chen Manor were found by them? Just as he thought that, the main gate of the Chen Manor opened. The whole group immediately gripped their blades. But walking out from within was a man in white wearing a mask. Zhang Zhonghan thought for a moment, someone from the Black Mountain sect. No, it's not him. He politely cupped his hands in greeting. May I ask, sir? The person did not reply, only quickly jumped onto the roof and disappeared. Moreover, he left behind a nonsensical sentence. My old lady is about to give birth. I'm leaving first. That statement of his left Zhang Zhonghan and his group stunned. What did he say? Suddenly, one of his teammates shouted in panic. Senior brother Zhang, look inside quickly, looking in from the door. They could see the tragic scene of corpses and blood scattered inside. Zhang Zhonghan was shocked to discover So Thin Hung's head. Not only that, another person pointed at the split body of Ancestor Baiji. Trembling as he reported, Ancestor Baiji. Ancestor Baiji is here too. Another teammate also found it hard to believe. Oh my god. Ancestor Baiji, wasn't he a master who had already formed his golden core? How did he end up dead here? Zhang Zhonghan, seeing the situation before him, laughed extremely happily. Good. Burn everything here down. The others also shouted in unison. Understood. A fire was lit, and the entire Chen Manor was instantly engulfed in flames. Zhang Zhonghan led the team to watch, feeling extremely gratified. Not a single corpse will be left for you people. Ah, right. We are helping the senior destroy the evidence. At the same time, on the endless long stairs leading up to Seven Color Peak, an old couple was fumbling step by step. The old woman advised the old man sadly, Old man, let's go back. But the old man still firmly replied, let me kneel for a bit longer. If an immortal passes by and sees this, perhaps they will be moved by me, and take revenge for our Thin. The old woman sadly wiped her tears, feeling completely hopeless. But in the eyes of the high and mighty immortals, aren't we just like ants? Just then, a figure lightly brushed past them, along with a gentle voice. The sect already knows about your matter. Che Yuan walked past calmly, advising yet also reassuring the couple. Just go back and rest, at dawn. A clear voice rang out on 5 Color Peak. Senior brother, Che Yuan yawned as he opened the door. What's wrong? It's so early. Zhang Ran excitedly announced as soon as she saw him. Senior brother Che Yuan, So Thin Hung and Ancestor Baiji are dead. Zhang Lingsu also added, recounting what she had heard. Yesterday, they stayed overnight in Song City, and were all killed by a mysterious master swordsman. But that master concealed his own sword skills, using a knife to slaughter the Black Mountain disciples. Che Yuan listened to the 2 girls chatting. He couldn't help but feel anxious. Oh no, this seems to be getting too much attention. How do they know such specific details? He cautiously prodded. So, what kind of blade did that person use? Zhang Lingsu just shook her head and guessed. I don't know, but that kind of expert must have used a legendary divine weapon. Che Yuan held up the kitchen cleaver and asked them seriously. It wasn't a kitchen knife. Zhang Lingsu immediately denied it. How could that be? Zhang Ran also took his words as a joke, and giggled. Those evil cultivators from Black Mountain sect are so arrogant. If they were all wiped out by a kitchen knife, then their deaths would be beyond pathetic. But Che Yuan remained serious, staring at the shiny kitchen cleaver in his hand, muttering in worrying, I have a kitchen knife, and the Black Mountain disciples died by a blade. Tell me, everyone, the Black Mountain sect won't suspect I killed So Thin Hung, right? Zhang Lingsu was completely baffled, hesitantly advising him, senior brother, don't overthink it. But Che Yuan seemed to panic even more. Furthermore, yesterday I warned So Thin Hung about a bloody disaster. If outsiders think I was threatening them, and became resentful because of it, running off to slaughter them in the middle of the night, then wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Zhang Lingsu was speechless, stating firmly, "Senior brother, rest assured, no one will ever suspect you." Meanwhile, Zhang Ran standing nearby couldn't stop laughing. Senior brother Che Yuan is so interesting. When left alone in his room, Che Yuan was so worried he paced in circles, thinking to himself, "Shoot, I was too careless." He kept frantically replaying last night's situation. Wearing a mask wasn't a perfect solution. I should have worn women's clothes, so my gender wouldn't have been revealed. Now they know the killer used a blade. And I even mentioned So Thien Hung's bloody disaster. What if they link it to me? I wonder if the Black Mountain sect will come looking for trouble. Darn it, what if the Black Mountain sect has a hidden master of divination who figures out it was me? Che Yuan envisioned a scenario where the entire Black Mountain sect protested at his door, shouting incessantly, "Hand over Che Yuan, hand over the criminal. Hand over the criminal." Finally, he slammed the table in anger. Didn't I just eliminate a few evildoers in the name of justice? Are they planning to team up and bully me, a mere 229-month-old child? Is there no law anymore? Is there no justice? This is pushing it too far. He then kept acting to himself toward the window. Fortune changes every few years. Don't look down on a poor youth. No, I must take revenge. Even the kitchen knife he tossed aside seemed speechless. But very quickly, Che Yuan found his next course of action. First, I'll go to the law enforcement hall to check the Black Mountain sect's files. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Prince Dongxian of the Great Shang Kingdom was carrying a stack of scrolls. Walking leisurely on the road, the Emperor of Great Shang was old and senile. So the princes fought for the throne. Dongxian, the least favored one, quickly retreated and voluntarily broke his engagement, then fled to the Shengwang sect to hide. Surprisingly, a few days ago, a remnant soul within his body awakened, revealing itself to be a powerful blacksmith. During this time, the soul guided his cultivation and taught him secret forging techniques, showing him how to find treasures in the market. It turned out he lacked cultivation, so he broke the engagement to survive, and life began to improve. Right now, he was using telepathy to talk to the aura that followed him. Elder Che, if the old black chicken demon enters the late soul realm, then wouldn't the entire Great Shang fall into chaos? Elder Che snorted coldly, replying with a hint of warning. Brat, you are only at the Che refinement stage, so this is none of your concern. Are you still craving that little bit of power? Dongxian quickly smiled and explained, at least it might help you recover some strength. Elder Che seemed pleased with that answer, his attitude softening as he replied, your foundation is too weak, and your family clan's strength is insufficient. How could you compete with them? You should focus on your cultivation. With my help, a few hundred years from now, you can reach the soul realm. But just then, Elder Che suddenly paused, then looked toward Che Yuan, who had just appeared nearby, asking Dongxian eagerly, "Who is that?" Dongxian recognized him at a glance, replying without hesitation, "That is the head disciple of Seven Color Peak, Che Yuan." But he couldn't help wondering, why does Elder Che care about him? Elder Che focused on Che Yuan, hurriedly asking Dongxian for that kitchen knife. That kitchen knife is a treasure. Go buy it quickly. Dongxian was slightly startled upon hearing this. If he were just an ordinary disciple of the Shengwang sect, it wouldn't matter. But that is Che Yuan. But in the end, Dongxian followed Elder Qi's words. Forget it. Since Elder Che asked, I'll give it a try. He quickly ran up behind Che Yuan, bowing and calling out, "Greetings, senior brother Che Yuan." He turned around and recognized him. "You brat." He immediately became wary, a main character. Better keep my distance. Dongxian awkwardly started a conversation. "Senior brother Che Yuan, I have something, but I don't know if I should say it." Hearing this, Che Yuan interrupted him bluntly. "If you shouldn't say it, then don't." Then he turned and ran straight away, ignoring Dongxian calling after him. "Wait, senior brother." He watched Che Yuan run as if being chased by a ghost. wondering in bewilderment. I haven't even said it yet. Why did he refuse already? But as Dong Xian was about to give chase, Elder Che suddenly rushed out to stop him. Wait. Stop, stop, stop. Don't talk to him about this anymore. You must be careful. The elder also warned. Dong Xian looked at the knife hanging from Che Yuan's waist, becoming even more puzzled. That kitchen knife killed a golden core cultivator. Thinking to himself as he closed the door, it's time to set off. Zhang Lingsu appeared out of nowhere behind him, asking curiously, "Senior brother, are you going out?" Che Yuan replied to her casually, "I need to go out to build my foundation, and I've already informed the sect leader." Zhang Lingsu was even more confused. Why go so far from the sect just for foundation establishment? Senior brother, are you scared? How could the Black Mountain sect possibly suspect you? You're overthinking it. But Che Yuan turned toward her and spoke with an extremely serious expression. Reading 10,000 books is not as good as walking 10,000 miles, junior sister. After those words, there was a moment of silence. The two stared at each other. Finally, Che Yuan surrendered and told the truth. If that old black chicken demon leads people here to attack, then wouldn't that be certain death? It's better to hide outside and come back once the danger has passed. Zhang Lingsu was finally speechless and sincerely agreed with him. Senior brother, you really should leave quickly. I'm afraid that if I stay with you too long, I'll lose my mind. Che Yuan waved his hand without hesitation. Well then, I'm off. But Zhang Lingsu still called out in concern. Senior brother, when you're out there alone, be sure to be careful. The world outside is not like our Xinguang sect. If you run into people from the Black Mountain sect then for heaven's sake do not get worked up. Che Yuan once again talked in circles. I knew junior sister would understand me. Those Black Mountain sect people have evil ambitions. They are definitely out to get me. Zhang Lingsu was dazed by his nonsense. Making her head spin, she covered her ears, secretly cursing. Why on earth is senior brother not a mute? Why on earth is senior brother not a mute? Why on earth is senior brother not a mute? Bloodless City. Bloodless City is located in the far north of Great Shang, near the Black Mountain sect, and falls within their sphere of influence. This place is very rich in blood essence, a type of mineral useful for cultivators. Its value is not low, so many cultivators come here to mine. Furthermore, the Black Mountain sect gains a lot of profit. A large ship has just docked, along with an announcement. The airship has arrived at Bloodless City. Passengers, please gather your luggage. Che Yuan disembarked following the announcement. The beautiful lady sitting next to him on the airship kindly gave him some advice. Fellow cultivators, when mining blood essence in Bloodless City, be careful of the Black Mountain sect. If you offend the city lord, you might be the only one who dies. But if you insult the Black Mountain sect, your entire family could be killed. Her words made Che Yuan fall into deep thought. This Black Mountain sect is truly wicked. If they find out I killed Chu Tiashong, wouldn't they hunt me down to earth and kill my whole family? Thinking of this, he broke into a sly smile. But my household registry only has 1 page. Unexpected, right? Right after, he turned to the beautiful girl and continued to justify himself. According to her, the Black Mountain sect has committed many crimes in Bloodless City. They deserve to be wiped out. I am not seeking personal revenge, but following the path of justice. Meanwhile, the beautiful lady was happily inviting him. New fellow cultivator, if you have no place to stay, why not lodge at my house? Che Yuan looked at her attractive curves, excitedly thinking about staying for a night. Che Yuan did not show it externally, but his mind was already objecting. How could that be? I have things to do. Killing people takes time, and so does escaping. No time to waste, so he spoke up. No. Before he could finish, someone interrupted. Mother, come here. The one shouting was Duen Xianro, the mine owner of the Blood Essence mine. Xianro walked toward Liu Piao, secretly judging Che Yuan from head to toe. This man, could he be the one my mother found for a blind date? He did not care. She raised her hand in greeting. Fellow cultivator Liu Piao, I have business. Farewell, and she did not try to keep him. All right. See you again. The mother and daughter watched Che Yuan walk away. Duen Chen Ro turned to her mother, worried. Mother, who was that? Liu Piao guessed her daughter's thoughts and smiled. You are far too guarded. He is a rogue cultivator, who happened to come here to mine blood essence. I think his aura is quite decent. So I wanted to introduce him to you. You are not getting any younger. It is the right time to find a husband to help you. Not a single cultivator in Black Mountain sect is good. You are so beautiful. Yet you have to share the mine profits with them. I am just afraid you cannot handle it alone. Hearing that, Chan Ro protested immediately. Mother, not just anyone can be my husband. Let us go home. Later I must go to the Black Mountain sect with the other mine owners. Liu Piao still spoke casually. What is the rush? The Black Mountain sect is not going anywhere. It is just a low-tier sect. In the Great Kingdom, they do not even have a late-stage core formation expert. It is just that their sect master is the godson of the old Black Rooster demon, so the status of the Black Mountain sect rose like a rising tide, becoming increasingly tyrannical ever since. Their reputation is terrible, having committed countless crimes in the area, to the point of silencing even crying children at night. At the same time, inside the Black Mountain sect, a cold-faced purple-haired beauty asked, still no clue about that masked man's identity. This was Yu Ling Long, an elder of the Black Mountain sect. Rumor has it the old Black Rooster demon has decided to take her as his cultivation partner to practice dual cultivation together. The deacon kneeling before her respectfully replied. The person wore a mask, used a blade to kill, but actually used sword techniques, making the mystic float mountain the prime suspect. Elder Zhuan Feng has now returned. The sect master has summoned all disciples and external elders to return, preparing to pressure Mystic Float Mountain. Hearing this, Yu Ling Long gave a wicked smile, plotting secretly. The sect master actually dares to move against them. It seems the old Black Rooster is about to reach late-stage soul incarnation. In that case, our sect will rise to another level. And I will rise along with it. Suddenly a loud noise echoed from outside. The deacon quickly told a disciple to check. That noise was caused by Che Yuan. He looked around and analyzed the situation. The suspension bridge has collapsed, except for those at Foundation Establishment or Core Formation. The ordinary disciples of the Black Mountain sect will be trapped here to die. Just then, the deacon and some disciples of the sect rushed over. He shouted angrily, "State your name, scumbag. How dare you cause trouble at our sect?" Che Yuan, with a blank face, pointed his sword at them, delivering his line. You people murdered my entire family. I have trained hard for 100 years. Today, I shall wipe out your Black Mountain sect. The deacon gave a cruel laugh. So, you are the one that got away. If you had stayed hidden, perhaps you could have lived out your days. Returning now to seek death is truly foolish. Your lineage must be severed here. But it went in one ear and out the other. Misunderstanding his words, you actually want to break my staff. The deacon, frustrated by the misunderstanding, who wants to break your staff? Can you not understand plain speech? Che Yuan did not care for explanations and swung his sword directly. All of you shall die for me. The disciples and the deacon could not react in time, taking the full hit, causing a massive explosion. He stood before them, boldly declaring, trying to break my staff leads to this very end. Black Mountain sect, you have committed many atrocities. Today, I shall exterminate your entire sect. The thick smoke slowly cleared. The core formation elder asked directly, who are you? Zhuan Feng standing nearby added, these techniques. Did you kill the old rooster ancestor? Realizing he was exposed, Che Yuan just smirked. So, you found out after all. Then I really cannot let you live. He was even more shocked upon hearing this. You have no golden core. You are not a core formation cultivator. Yet you could kill 3 deacons with one strike. How can this even be possible? He replied with a contemptuous smile. Because my golden core is up in the sky. Hearing that, Zhuan Feng was stunned for a moment, in the sky. Why is there such an oppressive pressure of a golden core? Very quickly, he realized in panic. Could it be that you are not human? Run quickly. Before he could finish, both elders were blown to pieces, nothing left of them. Che-Yuan walked toward the spot, which was now just dust, and judged them. You are the one who is not human. In his head, he slowly did the math for Black Mountain Sect, including the sect master. There are 7 core formation experts. Old Rooster is dead. Just now I slashed 2 more in half. Now only 4 remain. Suddenly a shadow from above blocked the light, casting over Che-Yuan. That person was the sect master, Lord Blackwind. The other elders, and Yu Ling Long also showed themselves. The Darkwind cultist landed on the ground and spoke calmly. My Black Mountain Sect. Despite being a small establishment, the Black Chicken Old Demon is also my foster father. If you leave right now, we can let this matter go. He showed no fear, shouting back about killing his whole family, even threatening me and telling me to go. Do you think I grew up eating nothing but candy? Ling Lung laughed with delight after hearing that. Little brother, you truly are interesting. If you are willing to spare the Black Mountain Sect, then for the sake of my sect, I am willing to spend a wild night with you. Che-Yuan stood before the beauty without a hint of infatuation, only feeling more contempt. Every cultivator who spent a night with Jade Ling Lung has completely disappeared. Do you think I am stupid? Then he pointed straight at their faces and scolded them. Even the honey trap has been brought out. Truly shameless. Today, I must wipe out your entire sect. Seeing no room for negotiation, the Darkwind cultist raised his banner and shouted, Since that is the case, then I will waste no more time. Form the array. The banner flew into the air, draining the cultivation of the sect's disciples. The elders were also drained, and all power was transferred to Che-Yuan, who held his sword up in secret thought. The Black Mountain Sect's Grand Array will absorb the cultivation of deacons and disciples, and transfer it to the body of the core elder. The combat power of these 4 has been raised to another level. Then Darkwind pulled a golden core from his body. He planned to use it to attack since the core formation was 3rd rank and a heavy iron gold core. This type of medicinal core is the most solid. Even a nascent soul cultivator cannot break it in a short amount of time. Your techniques are refined and killing moves frequent. If we just linger around you, you will surely defeat us one by one. Therefore, I rely on the golden core to break all laws with one force. But Che-Yuan was not afraid of this big gamble. You still want to deal with me? If you had kept running around, and foundation building deacons of the sect were all either dead or injured. Even the core formation elder could not withstand a single move. Unable to withstand Che-Yuan's power, the outer shell began to crack. The Darkwind cultist was shocked to see that kitchen knife was ambushed by Jade Ling Lung. What is going on? This feeling is dangerous. I must retract it. Before the golden core could be pulled back, it was slashed by his knife. And then it exploded. When the white dust cleared, nothing remained. Che-Yuan landed stylishly and safely on the ground. The old man was affected, aging instantly and trembling all over. How can this be possible? Then Darkwind collapsed to the ground. He looked down with a mocking smirk. It is not that I am too strong. It is that your golden core is too weak. Now it is your turn. In just 10 breaths, the chair refinement disciples, I would have had to waste more time. But since you have brought out the golden core, then I must apologize. Then in the next moment, another person was eliminated. Meanwhile, another heavily injured core elder. A kitchen knife. She swallowed his core. To restore her own cultivation, Ling Lung was now trembling, huddled in a corner. She struggled to look up and plead. Sir, could you please spare my life? Che-Yuan remained cold-faced and silent, ready to strike with his sword. Jade Ling Lung hurriedly tried to bargain with something else. Wait. I have the purple bamboo body. I am still pure. The black chicken old demon covets my essence. He spent a vast amount of resources to nurture me, just to raise me to the nascent soul stage. Once I reach the nascent soul stage, he will cultivate with me, taking my pure essence. and he will have a chance to enter the legendary Purple Mansion realm if you are willing to spare my life. I am willing to become your servant and give my essence to you, helping you gain the Purple Mansion destiny." Hearing that, he suddenly paused. "Purple Mansion." She brushed back her hair seductively and continued, "As long as you are willing to share a night with me, you can enter the nascent soul stage today. If you can wait for me to reach nascent soul, and then spend the night together, there will be hope to enter the Purple Mansion." Ling Lung didn't expect him to interpret it differently. "So doesn't that mean you are just food for the Black Mountain old demon?" She gasped in confusion. "Huh?" Che-Yuan gripped the kitchen knife and concluded, "The nascent soul stage old demon is already this scary. Not to mention the Purple Mansion realm. I cannot leave any future threats behind." Ling Lung tried to plead more, but Che-Yuan had already chopped her head off. Following that, he performed a series of smooth actions. "Behead you. Destroy your golden core. Let's see if you can still cultivate with that old demon when you're dead." "No, wait. If the old demon uses her corpse, I must destroy the evidence. Corpse dissolving liquid. It has turned to liquid now. The old demon won't be taking your essence anymore." Even at this stage, he still felt uneasy. No, it is still not safe enough. Must use fire to burn it. Not even ashes should be left for him. Holding the bag with only a bit of ash remaining, Che-Yuan finally breathed a sigh of relief. Now it is fine. To think there are still some disciples not drained by the array. Never mind, I will send you on your way. And conveniently clear out the library too. Che-Yuan was like a whirlwind, sweeping through the Black Mountain sect. He dusted off his hands, looking at the loot he gathered and calculating. Time is almost up. I should probably run now. At the same time, down the mountain, a carriage pulled by spirit rabbits was moving fast. Duan Chin Ru sat with the others, all sharing the same anxious mood. Old Wang suddenly slammed the table and shouted, "Everyone, this time dealing with the Black Mountain sect, we must stand together. Do not back down. Giving to portions of blood essence to them is already our limit. We cannot give any more." The mine owner nearby spoke up. "Old Wang, even if we are united, what difference would it make? They have the Black Chicken old demon's backing. So even the three major immortal sects have to show them respect. What can we rogue cultivators do against the Black Mountain sect? I am afraid if we don't increase the offer, don't even think about returning to No Blood City." Hearing that, the man was speechless and just sat down. If only a sword immortal would come one day and wipe them out with one strike, that would be great. Chin Ru heard this and sighed inwardly. Even the three major sects can't do anything to the Black Mountain sect, so where would a sword immortal come from? Suddenly their carriage shook violently and stopped. The mine owner asked in panic, "Why did we stop?" The driver replied, "Someone is blocking the road ahead." Everyone on the carriage had their own thoughts. "Please let it not be the Black Mountain sect. Please don't be them. Could they be coming down the mountain to rob us?" Chen Ru tried to peek through the curtain, and found that the person blocking them was Che-Yuan. Why is it him? How can he be in Black Mountain territory? Is he a disciple of the Black Mountain sect? He stepped forward, bowed, and introduced himself. "Sorry to bother you. Is there a Ling Tia Pavilion in the nearest market?" Ling Tia Pavilion controls 80% of the game jade slips, 90% of the projection slips, and 50% of communication slips in the Great Chong, becoming the main publisher. In the Great Chong Empire, the mine owner breathed a sigh of relief. "We should still head back," she answered softly. "There is one in Tianyuan Market." Che-Yuan smiled broadly. "Thank you, everyone." Thinking to himself, there are still many good people in this life. Before he left, she called out to ask, "Are you planning to go mine blood essence?" "Am I right? Why come here? This place is so close to the Black Mountain sect." He froze upon being questioned. "Dead meat. It is that little brat I ran into before." Che-Yuan stammered, trying to find an excuse. I accidentally got lost." Hearing that, Chen Ru kindly warned him, "This place is very dangerous. Whatever you do, do not come here." Seeing his chance, he quickly hurried away. "That is right. I also feel this place is extremely dangerous, so I am leaving right now." Old Wang found it strange. He asked the mine owner if she knew the boy. Duanshin Ryu answered arrogantly and dismissively, "We just met once. Let us get to the Black Mountain sect to discuss everything. The sooner the better." Then the carriage set off once again. A while later, the spirit rabbits landed. Chin Ryu looked at the scene before her in wonder. Why is the bone bridge broken? The old mine owner suddenly pointed forward, trembling. Look, everyone, what is that? The Black Mountain sect towers have all collapsed. Corpses are everywhere, she cried out in shock. The deacons and the core elders of the sect. The Black Mountain sect has been wiped out. He couldn't believe his eyes and muttered. But this is the Black Mountain sect. They were incredibly overbearing. Could it be that nascent soul-old freak? But aren't they afraid of offending? The black chicken old demon, just like that, the entire sect is gone. Seeing everyone looking at him, old Wang explained with difficulty, I only said one sentence. I don't know any sort of mortal. Duanshin Ryu suddenly thought of Che Yuan. Did he perhaps see something? But this time, the Great Shang Kingdom will be in chaos. Scene changed to Tianyuan Market. Che Yuan ran down the street, thinking to himself, even though I disposed of Jade Ling Lung's body, handling this matter has not been completely resolved yet. There is still danger. What if within the Black Mountain sect there is more than one purple bamboo body? What if that sect leader of theirs, the Dark-Wind cultist, also has a purple bamboo body? What if the old demon is playing a massive game? And Jade Ling Lung was only one example. Then his foster son, Dark-Wind, and even everyone else in the sect could be the same. Now there is only one way, and that is to spread the news, spread the word that the sect has purple bamboo bodies. Once the black chicken old demon finishes his seclusion, there will definitely not be a single corpse left. For the sake of breaking through their level, I never expected those cultivators would be so insane. By then, the sect will be torn apart by everyone, and the remaining disciples will be scattered across the land. Let's see how that old bird foster father handles that. A short while later, inside Ling Tia Pavilion, an assistant opened the door to report, "Deacon, a business deal has arrived." The old deacon immediately welcomed him warmly. "What brings you here, guest?" Che Yuan responded slowly, "I want to use your pavilion to spread some news to the public." The man opened a scroll in front of him to show. "This is the price list, please take a look. And just make a choice." Looking at the content, he felt a bit uncomfortable. These prices are so high. The starting price is dozens of spirit stones. If I hadn't made a fortune at the Black Mountain sect, I couldn't even afford to place an ad for them. I couldn't even place an ad. After browsing through, he made his decision in an instant. I choose the 3,000 spirit stone option, telling himself, it is all about maximizing effectiveness. The deacon happily rubbed his hands. "I see. What kind of news do you want in the weekly bulletin?" He leaned in close and whispered, "The news I want to publish is that within the Black Mountain sect, there are purple bamboo bodies." The man was shocked. "What?" His expression turned grim as he looked up. "You have a grudge against the Black Mountain sect. You want to make sure their disciples have no peace at all. If it were anyone else, we might not take this business, for fear of offending them. But our Ling Tia Pavilion is not afraid. I will take this job." Once everything was settled, Che Yuan secretly took a spirit boat, returning to the Divine Light sect overnight. He still felt a bit of regret for those spirit stones. He barely had time to hold them. Luckily, he plundered quite a bit this time. As Che Yuan fell into a deep sleep, to pieces of news shocked the entire cultivation world of Great Shang. People were buzzing with the rumors. What? There are purple bamboo bodies in that sect. What? The Black Mountain sect was wiped out. What? Some powerhouse found those bodies there and destroyed the whole sect because of it. What? All spirit boat tickets to Black Mountain are sold out. For a time, the entire Great Shang cultivation world was in an uproar. Meanwhile, at the Black Mountain sect, a figure stealthily descended, looking at the carnage with a sneer. "It seems I am the smart one after all, the first to arrive at Black Mountain. These corpses might still hold some good items. Who knows? There might be purple bamboo fragments here. Suddenly, a voice came from behind him. With those thick eyebrows and big eyes. This monk here actually possesses a purple bamboo body too. What, you want to find that corpse? To refine it into your puppet? He looked back in a panic. Who are you? How did you find me? 3 others walked up together. The girl in the middle couldn't help but mock him. ManhWa Diane. Among us all. Besides you, who else goes barefoot every single day? Before she finished, another monk rushed over and began scolding. You are the real ManhWa Diane. Who are you to dare frame me? The monk caught in the middle was utterly confused, and could only clear his throat to explain. To destroy the Black Mountain sect, at least a nascent soul old freak would be needed. But here, there is no sign of a nascent soul expert's handiwork. It couldn't have been a core formation user, right? Looking at the marks on the ground, the girl said with some apprehension. I am afraid it was no ordinary core formation expert. The wounds look like they were made by a knife. But it is actually sword technique. Could it be someone from Hidden Mansion Mountain on purpose? As she finished, the fake monk immediately denied it. They aren't the only ones who use swords. ManhWa Diane grew even more furious and pointed at him. You seem like that old crank from Hidden Mansion Mountain, disguising yourself as me. Then both began to argue. You are the one from Hidden Mansion. No, you are. Ignoring them, the group of 3 continued to observe the area. We basically can't find any purple bamboo, the legendary physical constitution, except for her. As she was talking, her eyes lit up. She reached out and caught something in midair. Inside was a purple bamboo parasite. All 3 gasped and shouted, What? One monk turned and burst out laughing. Where those parasites appear, there must have been a long-term purple bamboo host. It seems there definitely was a purple bamboo body here. They all came to a silent agreement. It is a special constitution that can help a nascent soul reach the purple mansion. With it, I can break through. I must find it at all costs. I must find it. And so, without a word, they split up in different directions to search, scouring the place. After a while, ManhWa Diane stopped and said, Something is wrong. One corpse is missing here. It is the core formation expert Jade Ling Lung. Everyone else is here. Could it be fake news? Could she be the purple bamboo body? Just 1 level below purple. Grind the corpse into ash, then use it to grow a special spirit herb. It can produce blue soul fruit, which can enhance the nascent soul realm cultivation. The other ManhWa Diane sighed with regret. Are they just messing with us? After this confrontation, everyone turned and left with their own thoughts. Who would have thought the sect leader was actually Jade Ling Lung's master? It is lucky someone discovered this early. Otherwise, within 200 years, the black chicken old demon would have entered the purple mansion. If that happened, the situation in the Great Chong would have changed drastically. Maybe, ManhWa Diane roared in frustration. Can't let those people get them so easily. Thinking this, all sped away. It is indeed not purple bamboo, but it is blue bamboo. The old man next to him snorted coldly. Then why leak this news? It is a pity it turned into blue bamboo fragments. The other ManhWa Diane discovered something new. This is the Black Mountain sect leader. Immediately, the others pounced like hungry tigers toward ManhWa Diane. How dare you? Everyone grabbed and pulled at the dark wine cultist. Let go. All of you let go. Let go, with a ripping sound. Each person got a piece. There are other special fragments around here. This is not a purple bamboo body. Why are you fighting me for it? The girl replied calmly, while the others were busy. Che-Yuan had already returned to his little home. Finally, I can play games in peace.